that bridge? What bridge?
Get up every morning from the alarm clocks, wanna take the 8:15 into
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Sorry about yesterday. I was going to try to do it yesterday, but it turned out timing was against me. So here I am. And here we are. But I'm glad y'all can make it with me tonight. We got 24 people here so far. I see y'all in the chat. What's up, everybody? I am going to throw the link out in a little while. If anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome. We're going to stay on topic, though, and the topic is the motherboard. And we're going to go dive deep into the layers of the motherboard and what's going on in the layers, between the layers, and all that good stuff. I'm really excited about tonight's show. What's up, Shawnee B? Welcome. Melanie's in the house. Home Bliss is here. Mr. Beast fan. Patrick is in the house. Curtis is here. Johnny Cool. All the usual suspects. I am Kairos is in the house. What's up, Kairos? Jenny Murphy's here. Who else we got? 16 Alpha's here. Welcome. Welcome. James is here. Who else we got? All right. That's about it. Hi. All right. So I have like, I don't know, 50 tabs open, and that ain't even scratching the surface, guys. There's definitely going to be a part 2 to this for sure. The motherfucking board. I like that. That's a good one. Yep. The melted motherboard. Yes, absolutely, Kairos. These are cooling systems. For sure. Now we better understand why they were incorporating water into these star forts. The main function of the star fort itself, I am not ready to nail that down. You know, you might have an idea on what exactly the star fort function was. Was it a valve system to control the water itself? Because it has those holes in them circular things in these star forts that could possibly be like pumping stations of some sort, something like that. I'm still trying to figure it all out. That's right. Thank you, Shawnee. I just put that together. That's called stable diffusion, where it just keeps drawing out and more things come to light as it draws out real slow and stuff. It's really cool. Stable diffusion. What's up, Juan? You made it. And you are not tardy. Glad everybody's here. Shawnee B, I just watched your video earlier. The building that you were at, where at the base of it, it was kind of chunks of it were away from it, and you could see the brick underneath of it, which was really good because a lot of people think those outer casing stones, if that's what they are that's what the whole thing is comprised of. It's just a thick piece of, like, say, granite or something, but that's not the case. Underneath those outer casings are more brick. Yeah, not tardy, not tardy. Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, and they had an important function, and it was not anything to do with military or strategic positioning for war or whatever. That's just all bullshit narratives. They have to give us some reason why that thing's there, and that's the reason they give us. So you never question it. So, yeah. Actually, I think I have that video up ready to go here. Let me see. Where did it go? I'll have to get it up. Let me get up Shawnee B's video. Here it is. I thought this was pretty intriguing. I'm going to share screen and make sure my volume's on for this. It's a quick video, but it's pertinent. And we need to look at it. So, all right, guys. This is Shawnee B's channel. If you're not subbed and belled to Shawnee's channel, I'll drop this link in the chat. Please, somebody bring his channel link in. Shawnee, if you have a wrench, you can always drop it in there as well. But here you go.
Off the bat, total insanity. What do we got going on here? Or would they put those bricks in there? Yeah, they just put those in there. So starting off the day, not even 5 minutes on scene, and it's already evident on what we're seeing. Look at this. Look at this right here. Red brick turned into granite stone.
So I'm assuming that these long things here, cylinder looking things down here, maybe they tried to drill it away like with a big jack or something, jackhammer, trying to cut it away or something maybe. I don't know.
Right off.
But anyway, it was really good. Very interesting when you find brick under that kind of stuff. Let me drop that into the chat for you guys. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Great boots on the ground. Hey, Devin, what's up? I'm so happy that there's so many people getting onto the melt and better understanding what we're looking at, comprehending it, being able to articulate it and explain it to other people. Simplest way to explain things is best for people to understand. When we start getting technical, like stuff we're going to cover tonight, it's advanced. And a lot of people who aren't up to speed probably think we're crazy. But what's up, Kate? Welcome. Glad you're here. You're not late. If you hit the 30-minute mark and beyond, you're late. So give you guys a little leeway. Let me see here. I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to get into. But I think we're going to start off with, do I want to play this now? Let me see here. It's 8 minutes long. Okay, yeah, we'll start with this since I already have it up. All right, guys, this is secret infrastructure beneath New York. And this infrastructure is everywhere. This is why they find tunnels, very deep tunnels across the plane, crisscrossing, intersecting, all this stuff. And there's, I think, still a lot more, even in this video, that they're not telling us that's down there. And we're going to get into all that, but we're going to check this out. I'll put it on full screen. And we're just going to listen to what they have to say.
Fair share of attention. But what happens if you go 600 feet underground? Let's start digging. In your first scoop, you'll cut through 3 inches of asphalt. Then you'd hit 10 inches of coarse concrete. At a foot, you'll see a thin layer of absorbent soil that catches all the stuff that runs off the street.
Let me make sure I'm still on here. Everything's good. Can everybody see anything? Everything okay? Hear it all good? Put a 1 in the chat if everything's going good for me, because I don't have anybody here with me tonight, so I just don't know. Oh, wait. All right, looks like it's working good.
15 inches are all the wires. Telephone, electric, cable TV, etc. All covered in casing and buried underneath or close to street curbs. At 2 feet, gas lines funnel fuel across the city. They're all kept track of by Con Ed with very detailed maps. At 4 feet deep, water mains bring in water from the Catskill and Delaware watersheds and the Croton Reservoir in upstate New York. Sharing terrain with the water mains are the first of the oddities under New York. There are a series of pneumonic mail tubes crisscrossing the city from Bowling Green to Harlem. First built in 1897, each tube could transport letters 35 miles an hour, and they shot letters into post offices and office buildings. For some reason, its inventor decided to test it by shooting a black cat in a carrier through its tubes, for reasons unknown. At its height, the pneumonic tubes covered a 27-mile route, connecting
27-mile route. Okay, these pneumonic tubes that were supposedly invented in 1897, I think we're already here. And this is one of the things that they used when everything was up and running. This is how they utilize stuff. There's no depictions or maybe one picture of them putting them in the ground. Okay. Now, these things had to go 27 miles around all this map here. You can see it, but it also had to go into buildings and up them and through them and stuff. And there is no construction evidence or photos of them actually doing that construction. They just have photos of it already existing, which that is just crazy.
23 post offices. It was at least semi-operational until 1953. A quick note. New York City consists of 5 boroughs, totaling around 300 square miles with varying population densities. So what's underneath them varies a lot. So in this scenario, we're going to be talking about what's underneath the island of Manhattan. 6 feet deep are the steam pipes, used to heat and cool buildings. Con Ed
Did you hear that? Steam pipe 6 feet down to heat and cool buildings. Okay.
didn't stop covering them in asbestos until 1975. It was the most effective insulant of the day. And all that asbestos is still there on the outside of the pipes. Officials think that removing it would cause a huge release of asbestos into the air. So it's only removed if that part of the steam pipe needs to be replaced. It's not leaching into the steam, so Con Ed's in no rush.
So steam pipes and water pipes are used for heating and cooling. And we see a lot of Victorian style tunnels. There's no way that these people in the Victorian era, in my opinion, were able to get down that deep and brick out all these tunnels. And what were they all for? Some of them were for hot water, some of them were for cold water, and some of them were for steam.
Also at 6 feet deep, at the intersection of Bowery and Canal Street, engineers stumbled across a small boarded up room with its walls and ceiling covered in mirrors. No explanation has ever been found. At 7 feet deep, you'll start to find the sewage pipes. They're generally installed around the vaults of subway tunnels. Both the sewage pipes and the subway vaults vary in depth around the city, but 7 feet is an average depth. The depth of subway tunnels varies around the city, from a few feet deep around the Lexington Avenue stops to 180 feet below ground at the 191st Street station. There are 840 miles of track in the whole system and 472 subway stations. That's not even including all the abandoned and forgotten subway platforms, which you can take a tour of with the MTA. At 15 feet deep, archaeologists found a shipwrecked boat in the mud under Broad Street, which used to be shallow water. It's been dated to the late 1600s and is 92 feet long and 25 feet wide. You can imagine the archaeologists' surprise when they uncovered the massive, relatively whole boat. At 20 feet deep, you can find a warren of tunnels under Chinatown. These tunnels were the site of Chinese gang wars in the late 1800s.
I think these tunnels were already here, and this is part of the layers of the grid system here in the motherboard. Interesting that they have brick here, right? There you have it.
Herbert Ashbury, a journalist and true crime writer who wrote The Gangs of New York, says that Al Capone used these tunnels to transport bootleg liquor and do other more unsavory things. At 50 feet deep on the Lower East Side, you'll find a few hundred feet of highway built in the 1960s. The tunnel is 6 lanes wide and was the start of the abandoned Lower East Side Express project, or Lomex. Lomex was vastly unpopular and slated to be wildly expensive, to the tune of $72 million. It would have fully destroyed a big part of Soho, which at the time was not the luxury area it is now. Bob Dylan wrote a song protesting it. Now it's boarded up and mainly forgotten. At 600 feet deep, going down to 800 feet, you'll find New York's water tunnels.
These here at 800 feet, I think, are original.
Main conduits for clean water to the city, coming from upstate New York. Water tunnels 1 and 2, which were both completed by 1935, are 24 feet across. Water tunnel number 3 is being built right now and is the largest capital construction project in New York City history. It's being built so that water tunnels 1 and 2 can be closed for repairs, something that has essentially never happened. Construction on water tunnel number 3 began in 1970 and is still going on today. Workers who call themselves sandhogs
1970, and it's still going on today, yet they were able to bust out 2 water tunnels, 24 feet in width, by 1930. Make it make sense.
have been hundreds of feet underground, digging this tunnel for the past 50 years.
You hear that? They've been digging a tunnel for the past 50 years. There's no way they did it back then. So all this
is just a general outline.
All this is under New York. Look at these layers, guys. You see all this? Yeah, this is the layers of the motherboard right here.
And all these things vary in depth depending on where they are in Manhattan. It's somewhat of a mystery as to where things actually are underground. And that's a big issue. When construction below ground occurs, city officials have to call in someone from each of the major agencies for electricity, sewage, and water to tell them where each different kind of pipe is. There's no consolidated method. It's been called a spaghetti bowl of utilities. That leaves a lot of room for error, and there's so many stories of workers sending a shovel straight through a gas line or jackhammering through a water main because they have no idea it's there. These mistakes cost the city $300 million a year.
People like Alan Leidner, a Homeland Security consultant, and Wendy Dorf, a government worker, have tried to create a map of the New York City underground with all of its pipes and oddities, but their plan hasn't come to fruition.
During the 9/11 attacks, a Con Ed worker looking at the underground maps noticed...
That's pretty much it for that one. And then I want to go to... Also, I want to play this for you guys. I played it on the last show that I did. Hang on.
Now you can get a great deal.
I played it on the last show, and he says something very interesting here that I want everybody to hear again. And if anybody's here who didn't see the last show, then you'll understand what's going on here.
Electronic circuit board is a computer component which can produce spectacularly realistic scenes. Animating this particular three-dimensional graphic took 4 months of work by artists and programmers with the aid of a G400 graphic processor by Matrox. A printed circuit board can be compared to a building composed of fiberglass floors, copper passageways, and stairs that link the floors between them.
Did you hear that? I'll play it again.
Composed of fiberglass floors, copper passage circuit board can be compared to a building composed of fiberglass floors, copper passageways, and stairs that link the floors between them.
Linking the floors between them is linking the layers between the layers of the motherboard. Just want to be clear on that. So yeah, there's that. Let me see this one. I could close. I don't need that one open, I don't think. All right, so let me see here. Where do I want to go next? Okay, so before I get started on where I'm going next, I'm going to drop the link for you guys. If anybody wants to join, you can come in and hang out. Like I said, I'm going to try to stay on topic here. If you have any information you want to bring and show, that's fine. I'm down with it. There it is. And let me see here. Where am I going to go from here? I don't want to get too into these other tabs until, I'll show you guys this. This is underground reservoir in London. This is built in supposedly the Victorian era. Okay, let that sink in for a minute. The Victorian era, they had no electric. They didn't have the machinery that we have for excavating and digging underground stuff. The brickwork is impeccable and it's out of this world for the era. It just doesn't make any sense that the people back then did this. Here's one of them. This is the middle of park in London. Lies this huge Victorian reservoir, little known to thousands that pass by it on the streets above every day. The brickwork in here was simply stunning, the brickwork. And look at this. Look at it's precision perfect. Perfect. Everywhere you look, it's perfect. So what were these for? They didn't even have bathrooms. What are they having all that? They're building all this for water flow, for sewage, for drainage. They can build this. They can build bathrooms. And it's still in great condition. Look at this. It's unbelievable. You could easily put tracks down in here and run a train through here. Let's say they're subway tunnels. Absolutely amazing. Not a whole lot of pictures on here, but those were some good ones. And I hadn't seen this before. I hadn't seen this reservoir tunnel system. So I'll drop this link in the chat for you guys if anybody wants to look at it on their own. Maybe do a little bit more research. Yeah, a lot of glue was used. Hopefully that link will work. I just dropped it in there. Let me see here. It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it went in okay. All right, so let's see here. Where am I going from here? Oh, okay. Giant's Causeway. Everybody wonders what Giant's Causeway is, and those octagonal looking things that they tell us are from volcanic activity. I was looking at the motherboard components and motherboard layers under a microscope, and I found what looks like Giant's Causeway. Let's see if I can zoom in on it here. Look at these things. Some image of the cross sections of a colloidal PC fabricated on a glass substrate. And we're going to be talking about substrates tonight. So it says here, a sample A in which a colloidal PC is fabricated on a thin polymer film, 33 nanometers, I guess that is, complete with colloidal PC is fabricated on a thick polymer film. And these look like those things we see at Giant's Causeway. I'm just saying, they're right there, okay? And to me, it could be an answer to what these things are, because we're looking at it from our vantage point at the motherboard, but it's like taking the micro to the macro, okay? And here you're looking at the micro. You look at the motherboard that we live on, you take it to the macro. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I'll drop this link as well. It's interesting research to look into if you're into this and want to try to figure out what Giant's Causeway is and how that fits in and what it could be. Oh, we got somebody here. Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Jen. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'll come hang out.
All right, cool. Anybody else wants to join? You're more than welcome, guys. Just hit the link. I'll share it again. It's up a little bit, but yeah, it's only.
Let's talk motherboard.
I'm really excited about the show tonight. I have a lot of stuff to show, and I want to discuss it and see what everybody thinks. Oh gosh, I don't even know what just happened to this thing here. I got all these pop-ups. Let me go figure this out for a second here. There's that, and then this right here. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff up. It's crazy. Okay, here's another one from the Smithsonian. And this is the Boston sewers, photographed in 1880. The sewer, whatever this word is, replaced one of the original hollowed out, long installed by early settlers. Look at this thing. Now, they always say they're building it, but it doesn't look like anything's being built, and there certainly isn't any workers around. Do you see any workers, Curtis?
I do not. They better be on break. They better be clocked out.
They're always on break. Again, perfect precision brickwork. This is an egg-shaped, what do they call this? Like a corridor or a conduit.
It's a giant conduit.
Yeah. This is the map system for all this tunnel system here in red. As you can see, it's extensive. Ain't no joke. It's huge. Let's see what other pictures I got here. Again, here you got one guy.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, him and the guy behind him here. That's it.
He's got a helper back there. All right.
Yeah, and this stuff doesn't look new. Look at it. It already looks old.
Yeah. It looks like they're salvaging it.
Yeah, maybe cleaning it up, patching it up, but it doesn't look new. Okay, this one here came a little later, I think. They said that this one was in the 1920s. Construction on this was in the 20s. Main interceptor is 22 miles long and connects to an 18 miles of branch sewers. Look at this. I mean, this is cement. Who's bringing cement down here?
It's so laughable.
I know. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. Okay, then you got, these guys who come down, right? With their nice water jackets on and their boots and stuff. This is management, I guess. And they're in a tunnel that's cooked out. Okay, there's that. It says men examining sewer stonework in Boston, 1880s. The use of stone in these sewers was unusual as bricks, clay, or wood were normally used. Well, these were bricks. Okay, now they're stone because they're cooked out. So there you go.
Definitely posted in.
Absolutely. So, and then here is brick-lined sewers openings in Boston. Size of these tunnel openings reflect the massive effort made to upgrade Boston's sewers. Now, it doesn't give me a date for this picture, but it looks like it's an older one. Again, this is absolutely amazing, impeccable, beautiful brickwork. And it's just wow. Even this curved little indent here, whatever this is for the water, is all bricked out. It's crazy. Okay, what's this one here? It says Deptford Pumping Station in London. The pumping station here was built to raise the sewage of South London into the outfall sewers running through Woolwich to Crossness. I don't know, whatever. But this doesn't look new either.
No, it does not.
I'm not sure what's happening here. It definitely does not look like a new situation. And again, there's no people here. Nobody operating it or anything. Okay, we're at the construction site again for the Boston sewers. It's the same two guys from earlier because that's all they got. I guess nobody was working.
They didn't get very much done.
I know, right? They got this huge pipe right here sticking out. That's a nice sized pipe right there. This actually reminds me of the size of the things on the side of your Merrimack River there.
Yeah.
That you had going in. Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
It just doesn't look like
whatever that is on the right side, that's pretty sketchy too. What is that?
This here?
What is that? Yeah, what is that one?
That's another one. Supposedly they have it framed out to set the brick. But, there's only two guys here and there's not a whole lot going on. So I'm not sure if they're doing anything except for finding this stuff. In my opinion.
Some pretty, very primitive hammers over there leaning against the wall.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Okay, now, first off, can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? Anybody? I'll wait. Oh, we got somebody else here. Hold on, let me see who we got. Johnny Cool's in the house. What's up, Johnny?
Hey.
Hey.
Going?
How's it going?
Hey, Johnny.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so sometimes it cuts in and out, on this phone. But yeah, enjoying the stream, just chilling out. And let's see, you were talking about Giant's Causeway. I've been at that one a couple of times, as you can imagine. Never thought about it the way that we think about it now. I wish I had known then, what I was looking at. But yeah, just sitting here chilling out and getting some relaxation. And I've taken a little break, as you knew, just from streaming and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get back to it again.
Okay, so
Yep.
I was asking, what do you think is wrong with this picture? Because there's something really, really wrong with it, in my opinion. I'm going to zoom in here. See if I can make this work.
You're going to test my eyes out.
All right, these guys here have ties on, okay? There's one guy without a tie, and that's this one right here.
Mm.
I can't really tell if he has one on because he's got a black outfit on, right? This guy's got a hat, like a top hat and a tie. This guy's got a hat and a tie. This guy down here, hat, tie, suit jacket. They all have suit jackets on and stuff. And this guy's got a shovel with a tie and a hat as well.
All individually look like they're posing.
Yeah, they're just posing. And, sure, there might be a little bit of dirt on them here and there, but this is not, you don't get dressed up in a 3-piece suit to go dig a fucking tunnel, okay? There's just something not right. And never mind the huge bolts and things back here on the wall here that are massive. I don't know what they do, but wow. I think they're using them maybe, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know.
Wooden scaffold.
Yeah.
Look how primitive the scaffolding is compared to the project.
Exactly.
Compared to the project.
Yes, exactly. Right. So it says men at work, 1912 construction, Chicago's 39th Street intercepting sewer, which is one of the largest sewers in the world. Okay, right. These guys. The largest thing in the world. Okay, I don't know. I'm just reading what they have here. It's their words, not mine. The largest sewer in the world.
Doesn't seem right.
I know. Make it make sense. Okay, here's some more development of those sewers in, this is Paris, this one. Let's take a look and see what we see. Not a whole lot of people working on this site. It must be lunchtime again or something. I don't know.
Called him on
No, it's always lunchtime.
I mean, we got one guy, just one guy, and he ain't even that dirty. Look, I'll zoom in a little bit more. He ain't that dirty, is he? Look at him. What's he doing? Nothing. That's what he's doing. I'm just saying.
No, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's funny. Me and my father were able to talk for a while about it, and he's coming along real great. I can talk about Meltology with my dad now, and he gets it. Like, it's impossible to build these structures with the tools that they had and with the amount of equipment that they had.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful that you're experiencing that with your dad. I mean, there's been so many crews out there that people try to share with their family members and they just completely flat out reject it. Something like this is just groundbreaking new research. Not a lot of people regular mainstream have heard about Meltology, although it is, gaining steam and everybody around the world across the plane knows about it in one respect or another, who's already been looking at the false narratives and trying to figure out the truth of the matter. So I'm really, really happy for you and grateful that your father's open to this information. That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's 80.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He's a lot more what do you call it, patient now, than he would have been years ago. So, he wants to talk to me, he really wants to talk to me and build a relationship with me. So, I could talk about anything really, flat Earth or Meltology with him, no problem, and he's receptive to it. So I'm happy about it.
Really?
Yeah, you're very fortunate there, Johnny.
I think so. Yeah, a lot of folks are very lonely on this road, isn't it?
Yes, it is
sometimes.
a very
Yeah.
lonely, narrow path, but the more people we get on it, the better it is. Okay, so here I got up the district cooling systems. Thermal energy is a form of chilled water. Anyway, this whole thing, it goes on and on. You got to read it all. It's extensive. As you can see, I've done my research. But this is just an example of what we're using today. The center picture here would be the motherboard, and then you have the pipes coming in for the heating and the cooling. And I do feel like we are living on within a water-cooled computing system. And this is why we find water around star forts, water around a lot of ancient sites. The pyramids had water around them. I think most ancient sites, including all the ones in Cambodia and India, stuff like that, all had water around them. And this is what it was being used for. And we use the same thing today as well, but we don't do it at the depths that they did it. Ours are newer and put in nowhere near as deep as those ones.
As much technology as I had back then, Jen, I would imagine they were doing geothermal systems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Using the earth as a cooling and heating.
Yeah, I have
That's just my
geothermal
thought
stuff.
about it. I mean, if they were that
Absolutely.
advanced, you know.
Absolutely. This is a diagram for moisture management. And as you can see here, it looks like a computer board. You can see that the components go down into the layers of the motherboard and connect and have sensors and stuff like that. So I thought that was a pretty interesting diagram.
Wow, it does look just like I have a few circuit boards I'm always staring at. It looks just like a circuit board.
It's just like a multi. We used to make them. We made them, Curtis, in a place where I worked, PCBs. You know, multi-layer boards and stuff. You know,
I did not know
connected. That. Yeah. I'll talk more with you about it. Exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Multi-layer board.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to hear more on that. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know you fabricated that kind of stuff, Johnny. That's really interesting.
I was just in a company I worked in, and they designed their own PCBs and made their own circuit boards, you know. So
wow,
I've seen it being designed. I mean, we would design them and then get another manufacturer to make them. You know what I mean?
So do you know about the carbon resin that they use? This black carbon resin that they use in the layers of the motherboard?
Yes, I'd separate them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have an insulator right in between them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to stop the current only goes through a certain path. You know, so yeah, you have dividers like that to create insulation or isolation. Sorry.
Yeah, because they were trying to figure out what oil is, and also like the Black Sea has asphalt around it. They call it like an asphalt, and I think that has something to do with it. I'm still looking into that though. Let's see here.
I'll try to get you some information. You know.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more on that, Johnny, for sure.
Useful to you.
All right, so let me just go up here. I have a bunch of stuff I'm going to show. I guess just figure out where it's all at here. I was trying not to pull up too many tabs all at once. I don't want anything to happen with my computer. But all right, let's just go with this. Actually, let's go with this one. Okay, this is a cutaway of New York, Manhattan. Okay, motherboard Manhattan. What happens when you cut it away and you look into Manhattan? You start to see the inner layers of the motherboard, as you can see here. And boy, don't these look like ports right here?
Crazy. Yeah.
Not only that.
Yeah.
Take a look. Way down here, they have these huge pipes. And that's way down. That's not like, that's pretty far down. So I feel like they were bringing in water to cool the motherboard. Clearly, they weren't using it for like toilets and stuff, because when this stuff was put in, there wasn't any toilets. But it's really interesting to see the cutaway and see it. It actually, because I was looking all over for a picture like this. This is my main focus, was trying to find something that's like this where I could see everything and how it all lines up and stuff. And this is exactly like what you would see if you cut a motherboard in half and looked into it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're running parallel with the streets too.
Uh-huh.
On the top.
Absolutely.
On the top.
And the fact that these bigger pipes or tunnels are so far down, there's just no way that people did that. It's hard for us to do it now.
Yeah, beyond impossible. Any of those, let alone those ones on the bottom. Come on.
This is a like district heating where they show all the outlines of where everything's at for the buildings. Again, this would be just like taking a X-ray of the motherboard and seeing into it. That's my cat, Lilo. Okay, where was I reading here? Okay, it says the magnitude of this effort can be sensed when, oh, this was about your river there. Okay, let me see here. So along the Merrimack River, Curtis is always showing these arches that are really close to the water line. And there's no history on these arches. Although there's mills on top, and they could say that they were for the mills, but you never find any information on the arches that seem to be some type of conduit into the building itself, just like you see here on this. You know, you would think that they're drawing water in somehow, which they are, but I don't think it's for that factory. I think it's for cooling that whole area down. Interestingly enough, some guy in 1807 built a canal with granite blocks.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right. In 1807, no problem. And it was 1.5 miles long. It says the magnitude of this effort can be sensed when one observes that the two granite-lined canals were constructed to their entirety, 1.5 miles in length, before the first mills were ever put in operation. So this thing was already there. And it just so happened to work out that the mill could use it.
Mile and a half.
Yeah, it's insane.
The Janky Block Company.
Okay, before I get into this part right here, I got to bring up a video. So let me go down here and get my video ready here, because this is important. So I was watching The Adjustment Bureau. Great movie. If anybody hasn't seen it, you should watch it. Where the heck did I put that? Okay, here it is here. There's that one, and I should have another video. Let's see here. All right, first we're going to listen to The Matrix. I was watching The Matrix the other day too. Something just said, Jen, put The Matrix on. I haven't seen this movie in years, right? And I just knew that there was going to be something here that I needed. And there was. So I want you to listen to what he says here.
They are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight as potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys.
Okay, they're guarding all the doors and holding all the keys. That's important, okay? So then we're going to listen to this next video. As soon as I find it, I thought I loaded it up, but apparently I didn't. Just give me 1 sec, guys. So I was wondering, okay, what's the doors and what's the keys? What is this all about even? I gotta find video here. Hold on. Maybe it's this one. Okay, it's not that one. I think it's this one. Hang on. I had this video. I did. I really did. Just having trouble finding it now, of course. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, I got it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this video. Hang on one second. All right. So you heard what he said about the doors and the keys. They hold all the keys and they guard all the doors. And they're in the matrix, right? So, and this video is not sending for me for some reason, but I'll get it. Hang on. Let me refresh my page here. Maybe that's the problem. Why is it not going to where it's supposed to go? Oh, everybody's so quiet. I feel the pressure on me.
Johnny dropped out. Johnny doesn't have good connection.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, before I show you guys that anyway, because for some reason it's not sending over. This is a detailed slice of subterranean New York. And again, just imagine New York being the motherboard, and these are the layers in the motherboard, and these are the components within the layers of the motherboard itself. Okay, so this is a cutaway, and we just looked at that other cutaway of New York. What's interesting is that way, way down here, we got brick sewage, right? And then way, way, way down here, we have deep water. This would be the original piping. This would be the original cooling system for the motherboard, in my opinion. So I just wanted to share this with you. Let me zoom out a little off of it. Let's see if I can zoom it out. Zoom in, zoom out. No, I guess not. Okay. Look at all that. That's crazy. I'll go back over here and see if this loaded. I don't know why it's not coming over to me. There it is. It finally showed up. Wow. All right, here we go. All right, so guys, I was watching the Adjustment Bureau. Again, it's a movie I haven't seen in a while. Something told me to put it on, and I put it on. And boy, did I get a lot of information just from this one little scene, okay? You're going to freak out. All right, so guys, I want you to listen to what he says and remember what the guy said in The Matrix.
Over time makes it a lot more complex to navigate downtown than it is uptown, and a lot slower. Your destination? 60 Center Street, courtroom 300.
So his destination is a circuit court. First off, a circuit court, okay?
There are thousands of different ways to get to the courthouse using the doors.
Thousands of ways to get to the courthouse using what? The doors. What did the guy say in The Matrix? They guard all the doors and they hold all the keys to get through those doors.
I want you to learn how to stay in the substrate so Thompson.
So he's going to teach him how to stay in the substrates. So Thompson doesn't find him. This is what he's saying here.
Won't be able to get a fix on.
Okay, just south of the diner. It's a red door. I come out on Broadway, right by Leonard Street.
That's good. Keep going.
From Leonard, half a block down.
Okay, suppose Thompson's there.
Okay, I go east to Lafayette.
No, it's Crosby Street there.
8 doors. I'm zigzagging all over the place. That'll take me too long.
But every time you go through a door, their plan books will lose track of you, so it's safer. Look, I need you to understand this has never been done before. So the minute you go through that first door, all hell will break loose. Assume everyone with a hat on is a threat. I don't care if it's a Yankee cap, a bowler, or even a yarmulke. Assume everyone in a hat is working with Thompson.
Even you guys can't get through the doors without your hats on, right?
Right.
The hats get you through the doors, which means that the hats are the keys to get through the doors. Remember, we're talking about computer lingo here. What do doors and hats have to do with computers? Well, we're going to find out. I have it up here. I'm going to scroll back up to my stuff. Okay. What is a hat in computers? Hardware attached to the top. Hardware attached on top of your head. It's a hat. Okay. They're using hats, but this is in computers though. So it's hardware attached on top and it's called hat. And it says hardware attached on top is a physical add-on module that connects to and extends the capabilities of a single board computer like a Raspberry. So it extends the capabilities, which means you can't get through that door without a hat. So what are doors? What are doors in computers? Okay, there's that one. Okay, this is important here. It says hardware attached on top, which is the hat, acts as a bridge, allowing us to couple the world of physical computing with what? Digital capabilities of a single board computer. Consider yourself a single board computer, and you have to wear a hat to get through a door. So it's coupled with the world of physical computing, which is kind of like where we're at, with the digital capabilities of a single board computer, with an understanding of what a hat is and what does hat stand for. You can now navigate this existing realm with confidence. What is he telling him to do in the video? How to navigate this realm, okay? Especially within the motherboard. He's sending him through the layers of the motherboard to get to his destination. Let's listen to this again.
They are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors. They are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight.
Okay, so there's that. Now I got to find my thing for the door because it doesn't look like it went through. Because there's a definition for doors for computers. I know, it's pretty amazing. I couldn't believe it myself, but I got it. I got it here somewhere. I don't know if it's down in here or what. That's the doors. Let's see here. Maybe it's this one. Okay, right here. Guys, look at this. So I watched the Adjustment Bureau. I understand what they're talking about, but I don't know the lingo. Okay, so I have to look at, well, is there hats in computers? I don't know. I typed in hats for computers. It came up with that definition. This tech that goes on top, right? I mean, that's where your hat goes on top, right? So what are the doors? It says the doors. Oh no, where'd it go? I clicked off of it. Let me go back here. Let me get the hats back up. It's right here. All right, hold on. I'm zooming in. Door is an inter-process communication facility for Unix computer systems. So there are actually doors within these computer systems, okay? You got hats and doors. They're right there. They're telling them. So what else does the guy say in the video? Let me go back a second here and play that video again from the Adjustment Bureau.
Substrate. That's what we call the doors have been added over time. Makes it a lot more complex to navigate downtown than it is uptown, and a lot slower. Your destination? 60 Center Street, courtroom 300. There are thousands of different ways to get to the courthouse using the doors. I want you to learn how to stay in the substrate so Thompson won't be able to get a fix on it.
Okay, just south of the diner, it's a red door. I come out on Broadway, right by Leonard Street.
That's good. Keep going.
From Leonard, half a block down.
Okay, suppose Thompson's there.
Okay, I go east to Lafayette.
No, it's Crosby Street.
8 doors. I'm zigzagging all over the place. That'll take me too long.
But every time you go through a door, their plan books will lose track of you, so it's safer. Look, I need you to understand this has never been done before. So the minute you go through that first door, all hell will break loose. Assume everyone with a hat on is a threat. I don't care if it's a Yankee cap, a bowler, or even a yarmulke. Assume everyone in a hat is working with Thompson.
Even you guys can't get through the doors without your hats on, right?
Right. It's one of the ways the chairman limits our power. Or there's another way.
You said before, what if Thompson's in front of me on Crosby Street?
Right.
I might just knock the hat off his head and then run by him before he has time to pick it up.
That's good. Improvisation. We have trouble with that.
The fastest way is actually if I go right through the door.
Yeah, but you're exposed the entire way there. That's a lot more dangerous than leapfrogging through a door.
But if I make it, I'll take him completely by surprise.
If you make it. Come on. We have a lot more to get through.
Whatever it takes.
Your father used to say that.
Anyway, I think that's all they say there. But I have pictures of the book that he's holding in his hand. And when he opens it up and he takes a look at it and shows everybody, well, it shows the people around him what he's talking about in the book, right here, their little notebook is
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Is actually a map of the motherboard in this city that they're in. I don't know if it's New York or Chicago, I forget, but what you're seeing here is the inner layers of the motherboard. And how I know this is because I went through and looked at motherboards, and everything that you see on here is electrical, because I found everything that's on here in the electrical components of the motherboard. I just kept taking pictures every time they opened the book and showed it. Everything that you see here. A logic gate right here, you can see it. These look like cooling systems right here. These ones. I mean, it's just all of it. It's all the computer, the motherboard. It's crazy. Even these little dots here and everything, all of it. The piping. And you can see it here.
I think I saw Teotihuacan on there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, I got a couple more. Here's a good one. You can kind of see it really good. Let me zoom in on it. Let's take a look here and see what we see. There's another logic gate right here. I checked out all these symbols and everything, and they're all in electronics. If you guys want to double check, you're more than happy to do that. That's good. I suggest you do that. Don't believe me, do your own research, but it is all there, and I'm going to show you in just a moment all the stuff I found. And the book is changing all the time. It's because it's computing. It's computing. How do I explain it? It's computing future outcomes. It's like a D wave. It's computing on a quantum level. It's etheric quantum computing. Etheric quantum computing. Let that sink in. Etheric quantum computing. What did they say they were using D wave for? In CERN. To tap into the other side, to communicate with them and all this stuff. And these hat men in the Adjustment Bureau consider themselves, or at least they say people call them angels. It's interesting as well. There's another picture of it. And this is a substrate. He was just talking about telling him to stay within the substrates. Substrates are in motherboards, guys. Yes, they are.
Nice.
There it is.
That's layering in the motherboard right there?
Yeah. So here you would have your chip on top, and this would
Right.
be the substrate under it. And you can see that
Yeah.
the substrate within the substrate is the connectors and leads that lead to other things for this chip to communicate to something over here on the next part
Right.
of
Okay.
component.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I just told you what the doors are. Oh, came off of it. Sorry. Let me go down here. All right, so we were on the doors. And then I have this diagram for you, which is a diagram of a computing system here, which looks identical to his little notebook that he has. I know it's crazy, but let me see here. I got another one. There's another diagram. But all these little symbols and stuff, all this, like this circle here, this one here, this rectangular one, the gates and the things going in between them are all in that little notebook. This is absolutely fascinating to me. Just can't get
How you find this stuff, Jen?
just
You
not
had an
easy, but I
epiphany?
find it. Again, here, this is another diagram. Same stuff as we were seeing in his notebook. I don't know what the chat's saying. I can't see it right now. Again, this one is a lot like his notebook as well. And let's see what else I have here. This is a diagram of pipe work, but this would be within that layer of the substrate. It would look like this. If we were in there, it would look like a massive, crazy pipe work. There's another one. This is a blueprint. Right here, you can see that these things here were in his little notebook. And this as well. Identical to what was in his notebook. And also this one. More circuit boards. You see all the little dots and stuff. That was all in his notebook. You had these circular things, which look like some kind of cooling things, but I don't think that's what they are for that. And these as well. Again, all in his notebook. All of it. And there it is. And this is a cross section of the motherboard as well, where you have the components on top here. It's interesting how they look like mountains and hills and stuff, buildings. And then you have the layers here.
Yeah, see, this stuff is awesome right here. This motherboard close up. The close up of the layers is awesome.
Yeah. And then they have a gate right here, a drain. Here's no more layers of the motherboard. Looking into it and down into it. Oh, sorry. Why that popped up? Let me zoom in on this. My stuff will work. As you get to the lower portions of the motherboard here, it gets, there's more things going on, it seems like. So I was looking at the first and second layers of the motherboard, because I think that's where we're going to find some answers that we need. Okay, here we go. So they do have gates and drains in computers, just like they have doors and hats. And they have a gate right here, a drain, back gate oxide, the PSI substrate right here. You have drains and channels right here, just like in this. We call them drains, water lanes, and channels in our physical reality. Am I blowing some minds right now?
You're blowing my mind, Jen. I love the motherboard stuff, especially all this detailed stuff on it.
Yeah. So this is a microchip. Let me see here. Where is the thing? Fixed frame, access, anchors. Okay. So this is obviously part of the components, this particular piece right here. You can see down here, there's more that they're showing. These are all computer components within the motherboard, and they all have different functions as well. They look very, very similar to ancient sites that we see that are not working anymore and not being utilized because of the X Factor event and what happened and everything being baroque. Okay, again, here you can see within this diagram, the substrate right here. Within it. This would be the top part of this piece. This is the bottom part of it, what it looks like underneath. You have this one as well, which is a structured diagram of a sensitive chip. This is a microchip right here. And this one down the bottom here, I think, has a cutaway as well. Yeah. Okay, so here you can see within these layers, this layer here, it's a little grainy, I know, but you got the fiber optic things and all this stuff like that coming through, just like we have in our underground. Because that's what it is. That's what it all is. Now, this, let's go back one. You just looked at this, okay? I told you, these are computer components. Then we have this. What's this? Anybody know what this is? I'll put in the chat. I'm going to look, see if you guys know what this is.
It's like someone's playing dominoes.
All right, guys, I want you to put in the chat what you think this is. I know I have a delay. 33. Yep. See, I have 33 people here, Curtis. Every time.
Every time. Of course.
Every time.
I expect no less.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is a temple. It's Angkor Wat.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me zoom back in again here at the bottom. So it's landscape of Angkor Wat refined under near infrared scans that they did on the area and also LiDAR. Central urban grid of Angkor extends from Angkor Thom, top left, and Angkor Wat, which is the bottom. Okay, now this is a wider, broader view of what we just saw. We just saw Angkor Wat down the bottom here in that last picture, which is clearly a water-cooled microchip. And as you can see, there's other ones around it. You are looking at a major motherboard section here on this section. That is original to the construction of this motherboard. I mean, look at how precise everything is. There's no way ancient Cambodians made this or whatever. And they're perfect. They're too perfect. And it's quite an undertaking, and they're extremely large, these ancient temples.
Where is that? Cambodia or India?
Angkor Wat's in Cambodia.
Okay.
Okay, so it says here that, let's see, the bottom left. Past the temples of whatever that is, moated temple site on top right, visible in a combined hillside and digital elevation model derived from LiDAR ground returns. So this is how they got it. And there it is. And that's just one little section, guys. Really. It's just, they're not even getting it all in there. Okay, and then here is the comparison to the near infrared and their other application that they used here, which is, well, it doesn't say the other application, but here you can see this. Get a good look at it. And then you come up here and look at the same one under near infrared. Look at how perfect that is. Look at how perfect that water is going around that thing. And it's not like it's new. Even through the X factor, it's still perfect. It just doesn't work anymore. Ezekiel's temple. Diagram for Ezekiel's temple. Right there. Look at that. Just look at it. I got chills right now, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I got chills. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it looks like definitely a computer chip. It definitely looks like it has a purpose.
Absolutely.
Beyond the temple.
Another diagram of it. Again, another view of the same temple. Just all these diagrams were just too good. I had to use them all. So you have the Ezekiel's temple, the courts, the walls, and the gates. And we heard about, like, even in the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, they had gates. The walls of Jericho had gates to them. Now this is a PCB testing and PCB inspection service on microchips. Guys, look at that. That's a microchip.
Nice.
Microchips. Oh, God.
I'm waiting for the microchip or location, microchip or building game.
Yeah, we're going to definitely play that one day for sure. Okay, this is actually another component here. I forget what it's called, but it's for computers. And then here's another X-ray of it. And this is what it looks like without the X-ray. So if I go back, that's what it looks like with it, and the other one as well. I think that one, and then it goes to this one here, and that's just the way it looks like, all muffed up because it's broke. You can see it's muffed up. See this thing going around it here would be the moat of water. There it is there. So that's that one again. Here's a cutaway from New York. So let me come out of this for a second and come over to here, I guess. Come off that for a second. So what do you think about this, Curtis? Give me your opinion.
I think it's pretty spot on. I know when I go out now, I'm looking at things different for sure. For sure. In fact, we're going to Lowell on Saturday, and then we're going to back up to Manchester to the Merrimack River next Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to return.
Speaking of that, would you be able to bring up your video on your channel of you going and getting a close-up examination of that tunnel going into the, I don't know, side of the river there? That was really intriguing.
Yeah, we can go look for it. Let me.
Okay. Rethink is in the house. What's up? Daryl Davis is here. Hey guys, welcome.
What's up, guys?
Glad you're here. Pants on the ground's in the house. Okay, so he's going to get that up, and I'm going to line up my next bit of pictures here. Get my stuff set. And we'll get into those as soon as we look at his, because it's going to go hand in hand with each other. I got a lot to look at. And I got more. There's going to be like two parts to this for sure. Okay, I think we went through those ones. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start back around here, I think. And then we'll move that way. Okay. All right, Sue Finelli's in the house. What's up, Sue? What's up? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Hats off to you, Jen, right? Yeah, we need the hat on. We need that tech. You can't get through the doors without it. But that was very, very interesting, that movie, especially when they're like, see, if you don't have the hat on, you don't have special access through that door to get to another location. You would just go through the door and be at the normal place you would be going through a door. Like when I go through my door here, I'm going to be out in my hallway. But if I had a hat on, I could go out and be at the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. I might be able to go. I have a hat, so they said any hat.
Shawnee B, top hats, right? No, what are the top hats? Tech on top. And we know they had headgear tech. We saw it in India. They have the same kind of tech that we see on top of the buildings that they could put on their head. Recharging their batteries. And so many things like are called that kind of stuff, like the things that are down by the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, which are those batteries and stuff. Here we go. I got you, Curtis. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at this. It's really interesting what he found along the river, and I think it's the original cooling system, taking water into different parts of the motherboard to cool it.
Okay, I don't know exactly which one you mean. So we'll go close to
The
it.
one you went up to it close. You kind of climbed in a little and looked in.
This one right here.
Yeah, that one. That was the one I was talking about.
This is the Merrimack River, yeah, in Manchester. All right, guys. Whoa! All right, we're making our way along the river here, the Merrimack River in Manchester, New Hampshire. It's just brickolithic everywhere.
And it is crazy how there's just brick all over the place.
Everything we're walking. Yeah, it was crazy. I had gone down there alone before we went to get a good shot of this wall down here, and I didn't expect them up there. I mean, I did, but I didn't. It's a total disaster down there. But there's down here is obviously this insane wall. Insane wall. What do we got here? What's that? A while back. Floaters.
Floaters.
Floaters. I always got my laser with me. Pipes. Look at those pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely looks original. It's really thick.
But yeah, this is insane wall here along the river. Totally insane. Now we're going back. Building this, animals and wooden carts. Next weekend. Absolutely impossible.
Nice. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Lots of stand. That one's got a D on it. Oh no! What did Shawnee B find?
I love the excitement.
Right, so we're chilling on our wall. I was just filming, and we're going across. And we're going across. And what's that? Oh, yeah, look.
What's that doing there?
Whoops. How'd that get there? Let's get a closer look. Let me step over all these bricks. Awesome. We're tripping over bricks. Awesome.
Tripping on bricks.
Okay. Whoops. I guess they filled this section in with some bricks, huh? Is that what they did?
You can always tell the old world bricks. They just look different than the bricks we use today. You can tell that they're denser.
Oh, they're always blocked out. Give me a break. This survived. Oh, there's a pipe right here. Look at. Oh yeah. I got stung by 2 bees that day, sticking my hand in one of those pipes.
Damn it, man. No bueno.
No, no bueno. Yeah, crazy. Insane. I think this is the one where I go in that big pipe, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it's this one or another one.
I thought I clicked on the right one. I think it is this one. Good find, Johnny B. We'll zoom in and look at it again. A lot of pipes in hindsight. I mean, we knew they were there, but now I'm more conscious of them.
Mm-hmm.
Different sizes. Yeah, there's just a big section here. A little pocket of survival. 1 foot, 4 inch. A lot of green here in the way, but we're getting it. These blocks are just out of control, massive, out of control. Oh, and then, yeah, just everywhere.
So it was originally all brick, and those things transformed into those big blocks, like you were explaining on your diagram.
Yeah. Oh man, look that wall right there, Jen. Yeah.
Now there it is. There it is.
Oh, definitely 100% red brick.
Mm-hmm.
Transition. Whoa. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And there's like a buttress on the right side there. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry if I'm on the left. Not that right there on the right. See it?
Yeah.
Not yeah. Granite. What's up now? It's now granite. What happened here? Wow, cool. All right, hold on. Go up this wall. See if we can see in there. Hello. I guess Shawnee B's still going, but wow, let's see if we can get up here. Hold on, guys. I don't know if I can get up there. I think I can. I think that thing was 6 foot wide. It's always a pipe with a pipe. We're up. Crazy. Let me get the flashlight out. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I got to put you down for 1 second. I got to learn how to edit. Okay, let's see if the flashlight will help us. No, this looks like maybe someone's home, unfortunately. But crazy.
Now the mill isn't here in this section, though, is it?
Feel the what?
The mill.
Kind of looking here. The whole up and down the river above that is the mill. Yeah, see for sure. Bricks, of course. What's in there? Yep. Crazy. And then running parallel to this river is one of the biggest streets in Manchester, named Canal Street. 6 or 7 feet wide. There's some pipe
and those
coming down the
canals are
middle
all
of it.
man-made.
Within the pipe, right there. See it?
So there's another pipe down there, right?
Let's get outside. Yeah, the pipe within the pipe. Pipe within the pipe might have been added. Just saying.
Wow.
I don't know how I'm gonna get down now. I mean, it looked old world for sure. It was patinaed and not rusted. All right, we're gonna jump. Okay. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool.
Freaking cool. Yeah, for sure, all of it. Right there. I mean, there's the line where it changed. It's right there. Look at this.
Yeah, the transition.
Literally, right there. So crazy. All right, Shawnee B went that way, so I'm gonna try and catch up with him. All right, there you go.
That was really good. Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy, this stuff, but I'm gonna get back into a screen share real quick. Oh, let me take your thing out. Hold on.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Did you take
Did I do it?
You did it. Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Okay, so where was I here? Let me see. Let me go over here.
Yeah, that was a fun spot to go to.
Okay, so these are diagrams of components and stuff like that. I thought these were really interesting. Even our subway systems and stuff are set up just like a computer board. These type of things. That's this one over here. This again looks a lot like his notebook, what he had going on in the notebook. I couldn't believe what was in that movie. It was just like, oh, I know what they're talking about. And when he said substrates, because I had already looked at the substrates for the motherboard layers, as soon as he said substrate, I knew that that's what they were talking about. And then
cruising around the motherboard.
Yeah. And then, you know, with the hats and the doors, I didn't know what that meant. I looked that up, and sure enough, it's in there. And it was just like, it was just all coming together. It was those aha moments. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Here's the motor speedway for Indianapolis. Again, set up just like a circuit. And this would be a racing circuit, you would call it. Very interesting stuff. So let me go over to, let me see, what do I got? Okay, we already looked at this, infrastructure under New York. Let's see here. Okay, let's go back over here. So yeah, I was looking at the sites, all the different ancient sites, and comparing them to computer components and stuff. And I found a lot of interesting stuff. Let me see if it's down here. See this one right here, I think. So this is a Taj Mahal we're looking at right here. This is a Taj Mahal. This is empty.
Wow.
Over here on the right, and this is on the left with people in it. You can see people walking around and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This here is telescope with far out something design. But this is not a computer chip. This is some kind of palace of some sort with lawns and gardens. You can see the lawns and gardens here and here, down here at the bottom. If I take my thing off of it. And you start to notice that it all looks like computer components when you study the motherboards and what components are on it and how it's mind blowing, really. Once you really start looking at this stuff and the ancient sites, it's absolutely mind blowing. What we got here? Historical Google Earth images. Okay, so this would be a slice of the motherboard, if you will. This would be your components. Let's see, different components and stuff. And where else did I want to go with this? Let me see this next one over here. Okay. This one here is interesting. This is an ancient site that's cooked out, and we also see this type of stuff on the ocean floor as well. Looked at some of that.
I was gonna say that. Looks just like it.
Mm-hmm. Some more stuff down here.
Interesting stuff down there.
Just to give you an idea what near infrared and LiDAR looks like on these sites, so you're familiar with them. This one right here is intriguing. Looks exactly like what we see on the seafloor and on the motherboard as well. Right there. This right here. Looks like the interior components on your alarm clock motherboard. If you took out your alarm clock and you looked at the motherboard in there, it looks just like that right here, these. All right, so from here, I wanted to go to, let me see here. Let me go back over to here, I think. Go to this one. Okay, so here we are back at Angkor Wat. Again, this is 100% a computer component. There's no doubt in my mind. Even this stuff right here, maze-looking thing right here and everything, you see the same exact thing on computer components. And I'm going to prove that to you guys in just a moment. Okay, let's see here. Put this drop down. Okay, this is nanotechnology right here, guys. Right here. Look at that. This is nanotechnology within the motherboard right here.
Wow. Can you put it side by side?
I cannot. I have to get a comparison thing to go with it. But I do have something that will give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. And I'll be able to flip over to it. I'm just going to bring it up here real quick. Just got to get it out of my pictures. I think I'm going to do a whole show on that. What the heck is that thing called? The mail system that they were using.
Oh, the pneumatic tubes?
Yeah, the pneumatic tube thing. I'm going to do a whole show on that because there's so much stuff about that.
I never even heard of that. They were just putting in all kinds of different systems and everywhere, all over the cities, including pneumatic tubes.
Yeah, it seems like everything that's the most difficult to do, they did it, no problem, with ease everywhere. Okay, I got it here. Just give me one sec. Sorry about this. Wait till you guys see major construction sites as they're being built, what they look like. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Where is that one picture I have? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me go over to Facebook here and get this up. The site that I just showed you, what is this popping up here? It's this. So let me go back over here to this. Oh, where is it? It's right here. There it is. This is a nano microchip.
Awesome.
Right there. See that? I read you the title.
And then Anchor what?
Nanotechnology. This is what this is. This is not a temple. This is technology. They're saying it, and it's nano. And then there's this.
That's so awesome.
Make it make sense. Well, there it is. What more proof do you need? I don't know. It's right there. There's your side by side. That's the best I can do at this point. Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm fucking nuts. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that's a component on the motherboard. Oh, wait. Here's another one. This is Babylon Temple. And then this one here. I forget where this one is. I think it's in India. The water around it's for cooling. It's not for aesthetics, although it does look aesthetically pleasing. But even over here on a nano scale, they're not trying to be aesthetically pleasing. They're just building this shit as it needs to be for this component.
Form a function.
In here, for sure. Let me see what the chat's saying, because when I'm on screen share, I can't see the chat. The 2 is if you agree with me. Anyway, here it is. and you know, I mean, make it make sense, right? All right. So let me scroll down just a little bit more on this. Okay. So even here, you have Anchor Watt. And then you have this nanotech right here, right next to it here. 2-layer system V download diagram. This thing right here. Then you have this, which is an image of a 2-step mold, right? It's not a temple, but there it is. It's a mold for a microchip. And then you have these other ancient sites. This one's really interesting too, because it's kind of like 3D looking. It's like a 3D mold of it. So that's pretty crazy. But these chips and stuff have obviously depth to them. Even though we can't see the depth to them, there's things within the microchip itself that we can't see. Look at that. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you can really get sucked into this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
can see hours long benders on it.
For sure. But it's so interesting. It's just so fascinating. And you can't deny it at this point. So if we're looking at motherboard components on the surface, clearly this is Anchor Watt. Again, this is a nice slice of the motherboard here. Then what's under it? And when you start looking into the motherboards and what they have going on in their layers, you start to better understand what's within these things. And from there, we could probably figure out how they operate it and what function they played on the motherboard as it was up and running and in its full glory.
Yep. Let's identify some components.
That's right. Let me see what else we got here. It's just so much stuff to look at. This is a land LiDAR. We showed this on the show at SHEPU. These temples are not temples, they're just tech.
Correct.
Here's another scan. You can see that it's all components, which again look just like this. And let's see here. Oh, and these ones here. Okay, we looked at those. They're side by side for Anchor. Got that one there. This is all made of brick. This was at the time the largest thing made of brick and the largest dome in the world at one time. This is actually a component on the motherboard. Same with this. This is Valley of 1,000 Temples here. They're not temples, they're tech. and each one has a functionality here on this grid system that's clearly not working anymore. And they were all covered with gold. And they were all made of brick. And then there's that. And this is just a side diagram of underground, right? So, I mean, I didn't make this, somebody else did, but let's just take a look. I'll zoom in. So we got a collapsed sinkhole over here. We have collapsed blocks and then drip stones, which, and then we have an empty chamber. Then we have stalagmites. And then look over here, they have columns. Columns. That was interesting. And more collapsed bricks, blocks and stuff. But these sinkholes right here, this sinkhole, this round sinkhole, this one here, they remind me of the shafts in the motherboard. When we look back at the motherboard layers, do I still have that one up?
Like, how many tabs?
I got so much stuff. All right, we'll just go here. You can't really see it on this, but they have these little hole things in the boards, and they're shafts that go down through each layer of the board. I'll bring it up. Hold on. Let's see if I can bring one of these up here. Look at this. Look at this one. Looks just like Angkor Wat. I just showed you Angkor Wat. Look at that. Okay. Wow. Let me see the ports. See these ports right here?
Yeah.
Right? See them?
Yeah.
You see these in star forts as well. Same here. There's a port. There's a port.
Yeah.
They go down through the motherboard.
I remember John Levi calling them plugs, or somebody calling them plugs.
Right. These are advanced, these ones here. So I threw in a cathedral there. Cathedrals are cathodes and anodes. These are really advanced computers here. So I don't really want to get too much into those, but here we are back over here with the scans. Because this is where you really find a lot of the interesting information on these sites. But once you delve into this stuff, clearly the next question is, well, what's going on underground? Because when you look at a motherboard, these components are anchored into the motherboard and they connect underneath through the layers. This is how they communicate with each other. What's this one? Colorized point. Not sure which location that is. Look at this one. Again, very component looking. They don't have to look like this. They could have made them any way they want. What are the chances that they are making their ancient temples just happen to look just like our computer components that we use today? There are no coincidences. So there's that. You want to see what Solomon's temple looks like, where they hold the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark of the Covenant.
Let's see it.
Oh, hold on. Let me put on a diagram. Oh, what happened?
Type on the keyboard with such authority, Jen.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I do it again because something got screwed up. Okay, here's Solomon's temple. God told him to build it specifically a certain way to house the Ark of the Covenant, guys. What is the Ark of the Covenant? Because this is a computer component that they built. And it's got the East Gate, it's got the West Gate, it's got everything that a computer chip would have. And there it is. Make it make sense. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
It is really
crazy. And where is that?
Solomon's Temple is in, I want to say Ethiopia. I believe that's where it is.
Yeah,
There's another design for it. diagram. I just showed you guys Anchor Watt, all that stuff. So, I mean, it's identical to it. Let me see if I can find Anchor again. I guess I don't have it up here right now. But anyway, look at this thing. It's crazy, right?
It is crazy. I
It's so
concur.
crazy.
I mean, it looks like a giant schematic for a microchip.
Yep. Now, here's a bigger layout of the area. So Solomon's Temple would be in here, but then you have this extended part out here with their gates as well. It should say Herod's extended temple component instead of compound. Because
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Even right down to these 3 little dots right here leading out of this gate. And it's identical to what you see on the computer components.
Reminds me of the canal systems we see in Lowell and Manchester, really.
Uh-huh. This one says monastery on it. Monastery. Look at this thing. That's a computer chip. Crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, so let me go back over here to my pictures where I was. We just saw Angkor Wat, and we saw the last thing that I sent myself. Let me come out of this real quick. And we were looking at this. And this isn't even very big. This is on a small, one of the smaller temples here. Yeah, we showed that. I got that. So just make sure I'm not skipping over anything here. Let's go back over to this here. And these are actually the components for the computers. Now, I just showed you those temples. It's just blowing my mind. I don't know about anybody else, but this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
I mean,
so let's see here.
It's pretty undeniable, in my opinion. I'm all for the motherboard, and this is just going another level.
Let me throw the link out again, see if anybody else wants to join us. Get this copied.
The water cooling thing, I mean, I can't, it's still blowing my mind. It's been blowing my mind for a while.
Guys, if you want to join, come on in. Make sure your avatar is not on, and I can clearly see who you are before I let you in. If I don't recognize you, you're not coming in. Just saying. Gotta be careful. Lightning chip. Temple sounds like templates. Yeah, that's good. See, this is what I'm saying. This is good when we bounce ideas off of each other. Could be a template.
Huh?
Just trying to see what you guys are saying. ARC was definitely technology. For sure, Pants. It definitely was. For sure. It reminds me kind of like where you would need like a certain little thing. Like, you know how you take your, what is it? The thing that you, it's a port thing. What the heck is that thing called? Little memory stick or whatever. And you put it in to your computer, and then you access
like a USB?
Stuff. Yeah.
Like a USB?
But, yeah, something like that. Like the ARC could be taken out and utilized, but I think it worked best when it was in where it was supposed to be, and it worked the correct way. And if you didn't know how to use this thing, it could fuck shit up. And that's what we hear at the stories of the Ark of the Covenant is, you know, a lot of people who tried to handle it or whatever incurred severe injuries or death. And they had strict instructions on how to build it, how to encase it in gold, and where to put it. And in my opinion, it's because it was all part of the components for that area and whatever it was needed for. Again, it was covered in gold. We find gold throughout the motherboard. Any computer motherboard that you use has gold in it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Where am I here? Okay, let me go back a page on this. I'll go back one more page here. See what I got. Because we're going to get into some of the district heating and cooling for certain areas. What was this one? Did we look at that? It's a circuit board. Even this looks just like the one temple that I showed you guys. Right here, it had the things coming on the edges here of it. Outlets and stuff. Just like here, these things.
Yep. Yep. Inputs.
Mm-hmm. And here, this one here gives you some depth to Solomon's Temple. Gives you a little bit more depth to it as well. I don't know who made this drawing or whatever, but it's pretty interesting. Here's a side view of the temple. This is Herod's temple on the mount. Temple Mount. Look at that. Ezekiel's temple. Looks just like a fucking computer component.
Does. I agree.
Absolutely incredible.
That's probably because it is.
That's right. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. And that's all it'll ever be. But now it's baroque. That's why we need a new heaven and a new earth. Because all this stuff is broke. There it is again.
I mean, I think it really is too. The whole place. The whole place is motherboard.
Well, at some point when you realize your computer's not working anymore and you did everything you could to get it to work and you can't, eventually you have to have a new computer.
Yeah, it's true.
I know, because I just happened to me, and I just had to get a new computer downstairs because it was all muffed up. And it was outdated. What's this here? You know me, I love looking at diagrams. So much information from diagrams. All right, what the heck happened here? Do that. Why did that pop up? Why are all these things popping up on me? Let me go back over here. I get lost in my tabs. Here we are. Right down to these little dots going around here. It says storerooms. They're called storerooms. Do you really need... Okay, so they're saying that these little row of things here are storerooms. Or these actual rectangles, I guess. I don't know what the hell they're doing storing, but it's a component all day long. Inward floating door. Does that say over there? Huh. What else do we got here? Oh, what's this? Location standby hoses outside platform public area. Okay. I guess this is a rail system here. Yeah, we're going to get into the rails. It's not going to be tonight, but there's a whole thing with the rail systems and the water lanes. They have water lanes. I don't know if anybody knows about those. And I was looking into water lanes. They're really interesting. Other ways that they've moved water around to different places. I don't think it was just for drainage and stuff. I think it had to do with getting water to different areas, like, say, Angkor Wat or something like that. Like, they have areas where they would have water lanes directing water into certain locations to cool these components. I'm into schematics on buildings now. I don't want to be there. Okay.
Their obsession with controlling the water is clear.
Oh, this is interesting. Look, they're giving you a cutaway here. Huh. So this is where the Ark of the Covenant would be in this thing. There's a lot of stuff they're not telling us, a lot of stuff they're leaving out, especially underground. There's a whole lot more going on underground than just the layers that they have given us to look at and the things that are down there. I'm convinced of it. This is why anywhere you dig, you tend to find structure or random tunnels. If you think of the tunnels as a pipe system for cooling, bringing the water in and taking water away from certain places, it makes sense why there's all these tunnels everywhere. Kind of like, like something like this, but not exactly like that. But these tunnels for sure have a different functionality than just the average cisterns or reservoirs or type of sewage drainage tunnel systems. And these people certainly didn't build these.
Look how nice they are.
I know, they're gorgeous, right?
Look at that picture right there. It's crazy.
And I think that, they could have used stuff like this and repurposed them as train tunnels.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Lay some tracks down. You got a train tunnel.
There's put a couple platforms right there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we're back at the heating and cooling for the districts here. Let's see what I can find. This is basically, they're showing the layouts for the heating and cooling for the buildings, the components themselves. And we are still building upon this motherboard today. And I will show you some of that stuff. This is heating and cooling for air conditioner ductwork and stuff. So let me look up, or let me see here. Let's see what I can get here. I need it to be the top down, looking down on the site. I'm going to find it on this site or not. This one's kind of cool. Something like this. I don't have any drops. Nobody on the drops tonight. Not sure what SHEPU's up to. Wow, look at that. What kind of tech is that? Look at this thing. I don't know what the hell that is.
I've never seen anything like that.
Munich, Germany. Of course it's in Germany. Where else would it be? That's pretty crazy. Okay, here we go. When you're looking down at the motherboard and its construction, it looks just like this, guys. It looks just like this. It's just like it. It's crazy. There it is.
It is. It is crazy. Look how complicated it is.
Yeah. And I have a couple of other pictures that I am going to bring up here as well. Just get back into my thing over here and send myself some more stuff. Send myself these ones. Some stuff about the area that you were looking at, where the mills are. I have a few things for that. That for the ports. We're going to take a look at all this stuff. And there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to show you because it's going to be for another show, but hold on. I took like 2,000 screenshots the other day. 2,000
Really?
I had to be
Really?
like close to it.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's crazy. All right, I got them right here. All right, let me get over to my Facebook. All right, they just came in. Here they are. Okay, guys. This is a building. It's not a computer chip. But yet it looks identical to the motherboard when you look at it. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I don't know what's going on with my pop-up stuff here. Here's another one, construction site. There's this one. It's all construction and buildings. Everybody's so quiet. Don't worry, I'm not going to give out any demerits if you talk or anything.
Hey?
No, it's just, I don't know. I guess you. You're the only one with me.
I'm watching. I'm learning. It's a lot to take in.
Yep. Look at this. I love this depiction. I know it's crazy, but I think this is what it looks like underground, inside the motherboard. So I thought this was really cool. Okay, so here you see these big drainage or whatever you want to call them, tunnels and stuff. Okay. And this is for what looks to be like a nuclear power plant in the background. Here's a close-up of it for the city. But this is like the same thing that Curtis was finding along his river, which this would be clearly along a river here, it looks like.
We'd even find the other kind of pipes too.
Mm-hmm. This is a diagram of a mining operation. They're underground. This is another diagram of underneath some type of thing. But look at these huge pipes down here that these guys are on. They're massive. Whatever pipes they're doing there. Pretty crazy. I think this is for the Thames River. And the Thames River and its gates and stuff, I got to get into all that too. I got a lot of research to do on that because that has definitely something to do with the original cooling system for sure. Okay, what's this one here? Okay, so we got people up there, and then they got these subterranean things here going down. And then again, you have these vertical shafts that run down through the motherboard. Caissons, they're calling them here. But when you look at the motherboard from the side cutaway, it has these in them. It's like here, this is a mining operation, what it looks like throughout it. But I think they're just accessing what parts of the motherboard they were able to access and mining out whatever they could. What do you do with your computer? Or a lot of people do with their computers when they don't work anymore. They tear them apart and they mine out the gold.
Yeah.
They mine the gold out of these computer components. And that's what I think we're seeing here with a lot of the attempted mining. They're already accessing through the accessible parts and getting in there and being able to get to the melted sections where the gold is and stuff. And here you can see that they have these ports and stuff, these circular things. They remind me of sinkholes, just saying. Okay, now here is, I think, the mill or a mill. I don't know if it's the mill, but it's a mill.
It is a mill for sure.
I was trying to find those things along the river, and I was looking at all kinds of different mills and stuff. This one might be, oh, wait a minute. What's this one down here? Is this the one I'm looking for?
That might be Manchester right there. I think it is.
I have more pictures, though. Hold on.
It's hard to find old pictures.
This is the oldest picture that I could find, and it's not a picture. It's a depiction of the mills along the Merrimack, and I think this is in your area. This one, Manchester, and look at all the holes here along the river.
Wow.
And that's in a.
They're kind of like round on the left side, and they say turn into tunnels when you go right.
Yeah. I don't know why it's like that, but there they are, which means they would have had to line out this whole river, right, with these before they built these up here.
No big deal. They had shovels and
I couldn't believe it when I found this in this drawing. I was like, there they are. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's hard to find old pictures of
Yeah.
like we're finding of this area.
Yeah, Amsteg Millyard. If you want to know where they got the bricks from to build all these buildings, well, he just happened to have a brick factory on site and a steel thing, the smelt stuff and everything.
On site.
Yeah, all on
Plus,
site.
plus a lot of places you walk around over there too, it's all brick too.
This is the original picture. Like I said, I was going through the oldest pictures and etchings and drawings that I could find of the Merrimack and this mill in this section in New Hampshire. And this is the oldest one that I had found. Does it have a date on it? I don't know. Let me zoom in down here. It's a little grainy. I don't see a date.
I don't see a date.
There it is. I almost fell out of my chair when I found that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, here's another one.
Wow. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
The water is going in for sure. Where is it going? I don't know. This water here is coming out, it looks like. But if these are all components on the grid system, they would need cooling. And that water would have to come in and go down and branch off all different places.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Boom, baby.
Yeah, boom, baby. Yeah.
Boom,
I mean,
baby.
so those are the big conduits coming off the river or the tunnels, and then I'm sure it's going underneath and branching off.
Right.
All over the place. Yeah.
It probably goes in and goes straight and also branches off into different locations as well. I would have to.
Oh, I can't wait to go back.
All right. So that's it for that. Those pictures. But yeah, I really wanted to share them with you. It's just
You're doing some research in my backyard, huh?
Yep. It's just so fascinating, this mill stuff.
Yeah.
And
New England's crazy. It's crazy out here.
what else do I have for you guys? Did we look at this one? Yeah, we did. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come off screen share and see where we're at here, because I got to close some tabs out. We've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes already. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Nice.
I think I'm going to take a quick break and go to the bathroom, and then we'll come back and see if anybody else wants to join and hang out for a little bit. Maybe I'll do another hour. It's 10:17 here. Does that sound good with you, Curtis?
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay. Let me see a song we can put on here. All right, I'm going to put this on.
God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with man on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road from the burbs to ghettos. I'll take the gift bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rebellious in all ways, been sinners since birth. He knew that it would happen when he put us on this earth. We demonize religion, brought corruption to the church. We know the price of everything, but we don't know the worth. We spend all of our time idolizing false prophets. Comparison's the enemy, stop watching others' pockets. The social system's broken, we divide on every topic. They fabricate the truth and we all monetize the gossip. We know the problems and we see them but don't want to change. We're desensitized to every issue cause they let us profit off of people's pain. In this dystopian age, we are the game that he plays. And all the evil, deceitful people should shake our faith. I never seen God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with man on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road from the burbs to ghettos. I'll take the gift bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our God is an awesome artist. In perilous times we seek his grace as the world and the times we face turn fake in the face of the devil's mirages. In the midst of the pain just stained and the media's push of all this garbage, I pray that you keep your faith as the whole world breaks and the real get disregarded. It's about time that we take it back. The weight's too great for the camel's back. Strong men made life an easy task, and now the weak men feminize every act. In the church, in the workplace, every class, on the television screen, in the state of rap. All virtues gone and it's fade to black. We in hell on earth and it's gon' collapse. Integrity's lost, hedonism, we incentivize gods on the way the revolution will be televised. Gone too far, don't know if we can rectify. At those gates we will testify. So I'm saying it now so they counteract clockwise. We are living in times where the wicked is all rise, the intelligent fall while the stupid is all drive, and the real get pushed aside. I never seen God's eyes, but I seen the devil's. He walks with man on earth at different levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles and prays that we all burn and turn to rebels. He tried to get my soul, but I'll never settle. I'll walk this lonely road from the birth to ghettos. I'll take the gift bestowed and return a vessel. I am the one they chose. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, we are back, and I have something else I want to show you guys real quick. I'm going to get back into a screen share. I have not been looking at the chat, guys. I'm really sorry. I'll try to look at it in just a minute. Okay, here we're looking at oil refineries and petroleum refineries at night. So better to see them at night. And here they are. So I have refineries up, Curtis. The oil refineries and the petroleum refineries at night. They're very complex. And everybody has them somewhere in their city. I don't know if you have any up in New Hampshire.
What are they? What is this right here? Refineries or something?
Yeah, and oil refineries and petroleum refineries.
Yep,
all set up.
100%. And they
Yeah,
look
all set up
overly,
like that.
overly complicated. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just pipes
It's
everywhere.
ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't even who designs this thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my whole life I remember going by them and being like, wow, apparently I do not understand how refinery works, because that is ridiculous. I mean, they're just overwhelming with the pipes.
Yeah, we got a crazy one in Philly that used to it looked like it was making clouds. It looks like that's all it did was make clouds. And it was crazy. But I had some better pictures. These things are really complex, and they just look so much like what we see on computers, on the motherboards, like this. All these, this one, same thing. Same. Go back one picture. Go back on this one. Scroll down. I mean, just look at them, guys. I just showed you the computer motherboards, right? I showed you the temple layouts. They're all components. What's all this stuff? It's identical. And it just keeps going on and on and on. On and on. It's wild. So knowing what we know now, we look at everything differently, trying to figure out what the components are, what's the layers of the motherboard and what's down there, and how it all works maybe even. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what's going to come out on the other eye. I know.
So much to wrap your brain around.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But you got to start. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. My brain is fried right now with all the stuff I've been researching lately.
Yeah, your brain got X-factored.
Yeah, it's just really crazy. Very, very extremely complex, these refineries. I can't even begin to imagine the type of planning it would take to even get one of these things designed, let alone built. Look at all the pipe work here.
Yeah, look at that one right there. That's crazy.
It's insane. And it's identical to what you would see on the inner parts of your components on your computer. Like this right here would be your RAM, a RAM or something. crazy. And this too, with the fans and everything. Look at that. It's the same thing as what would be on a computer right here. It's so much stuff. So yeah, I mean, there it is. Even this right here. And I'm going to get into power stations as well. We're going to look at power stations, all their substations and everything, how that all works. But I do want to share some more pictures with you now that you guys have seen this and what I'm showing you with the oil refineries, especially the pipes. You can see how the pipes are running along here, coming down over this way. This is the same as the way they're lined out, the things on the motherboards. And we're going to take a look at those here. I'm just sending them to myself real quick. Okay, so let me leave that up and go back over here. See if pictures came in yet. No, they haven't come in yet. I don't know why it takes so long for me to send pictures to myself. All right, hopefully it'll come up now. There it is. Okay, so we just looked at oil refineries, right? They're right here. Okay, we're looking at the piping. You can see all that, see all this stuff, see how it looks, just like the layouts on the motherboard. You can see it. We just looked at all that stuff. Now we're going to actually look at motherboards. Okay, not this one. Here's one. This is the internals of a motherboard. This one. This one, again, reminds me of the pipes we just saw back here.
Yeah, it does.
So you got that. This one as well. Same thing. Oh, did I skip one? Let me see if I skipped one. No, I did skip one. Okay, so we're here. And we got this one here. Oh, it did it again on me. I hate it when it does that. Okay. So we got this one here. This is just so cool looking. I could look at this all day.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not part of the thing, but this is really cool.
I got one for my wallpaper on my computer.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this is a map of the river. Okay, hold on. Here's the river with the mills. Okay, this is really old and grainy. I don't know why it's so grainy, but you can see there's the river there. And then it has this map here, which shows the river and then I guess the buildings here along here. And then this would be going into the streets and stuff. So if I had to guess, these tunnels, these round things that you found along the river must go straight down every one of these street things.
Yeah, I bet they do.
River map. And let's see what else we got. Okay, now this is cool too. Okay, because this is another map of the mills and the river.
Look at them all. So overwhelming when you're there.
It's crazy.
It's just, even for today's standards.
I had another map that showed the canals highlighted. Oh, I gotta find where I put that one. So there's not one canal, but two canals. And they run the length of this thing.
Yeah, Canal Street's over there on the right.
Yeah. I gotta go back. Okay, let's zoom in here. I don't know why it's so grainy. All right, let me see if I can find that other map real quick. Because it's a really long map. It takes up a good portion of the page, actually. All right, I'm just going to scroll up here a million miles to get to it, I'm sure. Scroll. Got that one. this one's good. Let's share that one. All right, guys, just give me a minute here. I'm in the process of scouring for information about these pneumonic tubes. And I know there's more out there to be found. I just got to keep digging because each article, just like with this whole Merrimack thing, this river and these mills, there's very little information. It's usually like an echo chamber. It just says the same thing. If you don't click on each article and read each article, it's all the same stuff, but there'll be one article that gives you a little bit more than the last one did. And then somewhere down the line, another article will throw in something that none of the other articles did. But not there's just not one article that has the in-depth information that I'm looking for. So I have to constantly scour through articles and click on images and get to their sites and read down the site to see what they're saying. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end because you do find those little nuggets of truth in there. And that's what I'm always looking for. So let me go back over here to this, and I'll show you the two canals. Again, this is the Merrimack River in New Hampshire with the canal system highlighted in blue. Man-made canals. Look how far down this thing goes. Look at that.
So cool.
Look at it. Right, Curtis?
Yep. Yeah, that's right where we're going next Saturday. Our exact words were tunnel hunting. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Whatever
if you
that
come
means.
across any manhole covers over here or anything, you should definitely try to see if you can get them open.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely at the top of the list nowadays.
Bring a crowbar with you.
Yeah. All right. I'll bring the appropriate tools, Jen.
And bail money because you're going to need it. Somebody's going to have to get bailed out. Anyway, yeah, these upper and lower canals right here along this river, all man-made. I don't know if they only did this part early on, but he said in the article, it said it was 1.5 miles, the canal that this guy built with granite blocks that they don't say where they came from or how they got the granite blocks there and put them into position, let alone dredging out this whole fucking canal. Okay, there's that.
Correct.
Where did all that go? No, it's just this guy in 1807. I think I'm going to put a canal here. And that's it. That's all the info they give you. And I'm still, in the process of looking for more info on that and trying to get into some archives and everything. But it could take years for me to find just one little piece of information that I'm looking for. Yeah, there it is. It's huge.
Yeah, there's a lot going on below our feet.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I don't know. We're at 2 hours and 32 minutes. I don't know if anybody's going to jump in or not. I guess not. I put the link in again, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. I'll put it in again here. So, anybody want to jump on and say hi? Show me anything you got on this topic. Motherboards, the motherboard structure, the layers, the substrates. Maybe you've seen something in a movie that connects to what I've seen in movies that is telling me exactly what I'm looking at is correct. Because these are synchronicities, guys. For me, it's telling me I'm on the right track when I have a synchronicity. And the whole thing with the hats and the movies and the doors and just happening to put on. I mean, I watched Tron. I watched Tron Legacy. I watched The Adjustment Bureau. And I watched The Matrix.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. And what do they have in Tron? They have a circuit thing where you got to go and present your case in front of this thing, whatever it is. It's crazy. Come off screen share. So, what do you want to talk about? Got anything?
I don't know. What are we doing?
Want to show something? What do you got?
I mean, I put a folder together of random pipes and tunnels that Shawnee B and I have found.
All right, bring it up. I'm down.
It's just random water control pictures. I guess you could generalize it as.
Those canals, as far as I know, Shawnee, are still there. I mean, I can't.
We're gonna have to look into it, Shawnee B. I'm up there all the time too, but not only in certain areas.
Well, it's a
It
current.
definitely looks. We got to do some research before we go next weekend.
Look, I'm going to drop the link to this thing I was just showing on the canals into the chat so you guys can look it up yourselves and further your research on it. So there it is. Oh gosh, I've done so much research in the last 4 days. It's just like,
Yeah.
It's my head spinning. I just want to get it all out, and there's still more I got to get out and tell you guys, but I can't talk about it until I feel more. I have all the information I need to talk about it. So, anyway, all right, you ready?
Well, I love it. I love where it's going.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
like it too.
Like you could look at your last few live streams on your channel, and it's a lot of Motherboard.
Well, I mean, it's logical to go there. We look at the melt.
Yeah, it is logical to go there.
Yeah, we see the destruction on top and the heat coming from the bottom. What's down there, And we start to look into the layers. And I only started looking into the layers, like, I was talking to you about it, and you're talking about the microscopic level of the motherboard, looking at it under a microscope. It's hard to find pictures of it under a microscope, but there are sections that they do show. And the nanotech, and they use nano fluid as well to cool certain components on a not a water cooled component system, a motherboard system, but a regular motherboard. They will use nano fluids to cool certain chips. Nano fluids. Yeah.
Nano fluid.
Nano fluids. Yep.
What was that stuff, Johnny?
I'm a computer by the time I'm done all this research.
What was that stuff Johnny was talking about earlier? The insulator, the black liquid insulator?
Yeah. Yep. And I think that might have something to do with some of the stuff with the Dead Sea and the asphalt stuff that they find there, the tarry kind of stuff, the tar pits, everything. I think that is.
Yeah.
The inner layers of the motherboard that may have melted, and not only melted, but got squished out through the melt and the process of it melting down on it, like the pressure of we talk about the pressure of the buildings coming down because the bottom's real hot and the buildings, the weight of it's pushing down and it's squishing out. And I think the internal layers of the motherboard possibly have gotten squished out in certain locations, like the tar pits and stuff like that in California. If you look at Huntington Beach back in the early 1900s, there was oil rigs all over that beach. It's crazy looking when you look at Huntington Beach in the early 1900s. All right, what do we got here? Nice.
So Shiny B sent me a lot of these today.
All right, I'm going to put this on big screens.
So, he's here. Still. Okay. I don't even know. I'm assuming Lowell, Massachusetts. But yeah, there you go.
Is this the canal?
That's crazy.
Is this part of the canal or the river?
I don't know. He took these. I wasn't with him for these.
Wow.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Lowell,
Mass. Now it goes under the water, and I wonder how deep in it goes. That's what we need to know. So you got to get a canoe.
He says it's the canal. We got to get a canoe, Jen. Is that what you want?
Yeah, you guys got to get a canoe and go in there.
Okay.
Look at that wall next to it. How are they moving water around? And I mean, I guess they drained it all out or didn't even let the water in yet and built this down and then let the water back in. I mean, you're talking about like early 1800s, not even the late 1800s, the early 1800s for the canal.
Yeah.
And you got to find these huge granite blocks along the canal as well that this guy supposedly put there.
Lowell, Mass, and Manchester, New Hampshire are very, very similar. Very, very, very similar.
This
Both
is
on the same
Lowell,
river.
Right? Where's this at? Lowell?
This one's Lowell.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I threw them all. He sent them to me, and I threw them in here. I have some later, but I don't know where he goes out like daily and finds this stuff. So I mean, he's the real expert. Where that's from.
I was definitely all brick at one time. He says most are in Lowell. Wow, look at that.
Yep, for sure.
Wow.
Oh, that was a beat today. Okay.
Look at this little thing here. Is that water?
Yeah, it looks like this is moving water too.
Yeah. Wow. What do you guys see what I found on water lanes? That's really crazy. Water lanes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they bricked that one up.
Yeah.
And what you would do is if you have a motherboard and certain parts aren't working and stuff, you would you can
Yeah.
have a motherboard, but it's not fully
Yeah.
functioning, but you can get certain parts working and you would have limited capabilities. And if you wanted a connection or a conduit to go to another section and not go to this other section anymore, you would brick it off.
Giant tunnels. These are everywhere in New England. Not quite this elaborate, but they're all definitely janky block company. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
And they're always really thick steel.
Yep.
Always. Really thick.
And it
Never
sometimes
rusted.
even have those big bolt rivets going around them sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell that's all old world stuff.
Am I going the wrong way? Yeah. Okay. It's a bricked up pipe. I don't know where this is. Looks like a screenshot.
Interesting.
Or some of it is. He says one of them's a dam in Gardner. I'm sure it was a couple pictures back, but
Oh, look at that.
this is Lowell. Oh yeah, that's right.
Beautiful brick road there.
It's not a road. It's the top of a tunnel.
Oh my God. Are you serious? It is. Wow.
Yeah, look at, because there's
Oh,
a little
wow.
bridge right behind where I'm standing, or he's standing. Look at it. It's round. See?
Yeah, that's quite a.
And the whole thing is made of brick.
undertaking
Yeah.
there. There was no shortage of skilled masons, that's for sure.
Yeah, none. And all the ground, everything over here where we are. Literally everything was brick. But behind, there's a little walking bridge that goes over this tunnel, and on the other side of that little walking bridge, this same exact tunnel is now janky block. It's the same tunnel, for sure. All right, this is me walking around on some metal, I guess. The old infrastructure. This looks like it might have been Manchester. I don't know. The bricks survived around the pipe a lot. Pretty common.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the one that you were sticking your head in and stuff.
Yeah. Really common for the bricks to survive around that. All right, this is Manchester, I believe. But yeah, there's your motherboard pieces right there. There's your parts right there. Right here. That's them.
Mm-hmm.
They came through and added windows. That's about it.
Yeah, that's another thing with these mills. I mean, they go on for miles, these mills, and they all have these windows. There's no mention of glass or window installation in none of these. They just talk about the brick and how they built them, and they barely
thousands and thousands of windows.
I found one article that mentioned that they made, because I was like, where did all these bricks come from to make these mills? And I went through like 10 articles about Manchester mills, and only one article had mentioned that he used the brick from his own property to build this stuff, because they had a kiln and everything.
I don't know how many millions of bricks are here, but I'm sure it rivals Fort Jefferson. There's probably more.
Probably. Fort Jefferson.
Yeah, this is this crazy. Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, I put one or two of these in too. This is near the. This is in the mill yard.
Really?
This thing's just out on display.
What is it?
It's definitely some kind of valve. Like this thing closes.
Yeah, right. So if you want water to come in, you open it. When you don't need it, you close it.
And it's definitely made for a for a pipe to attach here, because you would have all the bolts going through all the way around.
Right, yeah. Just like Darren Kuyu has those big stones that are round that they supposedly roll over to close off their underground, whatever that they use. They say Darren Kuyu was they were trying to keep out, people trying to attack them and stuff like that. But it could have been just like that, what you're seeing, that metal thing, thing.
Yep.
Wow.
And this is all old infrastructure too, I think. Almost everything we see is definitely old. E18, yeah. I have more pictures of that crazy valve later.
Okay.
Tunnels. Oh yeah, this is the one where there's three. Yeah, this was three. These were three in a row. These crazy ones.
And I also want to mention the mines. How many times have we seen these guys going into old mines and stuff? They're brick tunnels that they're walking straight down, but they're flooded. They're not flooded, guys. That's what they were for. They were for water. I don't think they were for mines at all, but this is the narrative that they give them because they have to explain what these things are. Oh, it's a flooded mine. Is it? And what were they mining? It's all bricked out.
I don't know where this one is. He's crazy. He goes out every day. I mean, he puts out so much content. I mean, it's awesome.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
This is, I don't know where this one is.
There's an old I-beam in there. Some kind of beam.
Yeah. We find a lot of I-beams all mixed in with everything. This is Lowell, I think. I just thought these things were weird. Look at these things.
Those look like the little things that you see on a computer board.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
He said Fitchburg. Maybe this is Fitchburg.
These ones are Fitchburg, Shawnee? I forget.
There's a little delay on our side, so it might be a picture or two back that he was referring to, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay, what do we got here? Fire hydrant?
Just more hydrants. I'm not a big fan of the hydrants. I think the whole system was already there. And they're always so funny looking. They're always so different. There's no standard.
Wow, look at that.
This thing is definitely, this here is in Lowell. But I found other things that look like this too in Nashua. Very similar. All right, this is a lock system on the canal in Lowell. Super hardcore lock system. This wood was like 16 inches wide right here.
Wow.
And then all kinds of janky block over here. All up and down the canal. Both sides. Yeah. Crazy locks. Yeah. Really overwhelming when you're there. Look at the metal parts. Look at the size of these parts that run this thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they definitely were, I mean, we all know, but they were obsessed with controlling water for sure.
Patrick wants to know how come the wood doesn't rot. That's a good question. You know what's interesting is when you look at these drain covers and manhole covers in England, they're square, and they're really elaborate. Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really like any of these. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I don't like them. All right, this is other crazy stuff, and now in hindsight, it's probably just
Look at that thing.
controlling locks and controlling water in general. Look at this weird stuff along the canals, just sitting there.
And that's
Look
pretty.
at the.
You know what it looks like? The Antikythera machine. The thing, that ancient thing that they.
Oh yeah,
found.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. And look at that wall behind it. That janky wall behind it in the back.
Oh yeah, this is the canal. Look here. There used to be another lock here, because this is like the rotation point of those lock doors.
Right.
See how it's down like a big spider?
Yeah. It's heavy duty.
Like an
stuff
octopus,
right
because the parts come all the way out here, and they're all anchoring this one point, and this was rotating those lock doors. So there must have been another lock right here.
You know, this is a situation where you can't get anything wrong either. And this is like the first time these people are building this kind of stuff. They didn't get anything wrong. It looks impossible, but yet here it is and they did it. It's just the narrative just does not match what we're seeing.
It's crazy that they just left this stuff around. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah. And you got to think of the company that made this, smelting the metal, and then fabricating it to have these each one of these parts, and
it's too much. It's
yeah,
beyond too much.
Who has this, even the technical design know-how to do this stuff?
Even today with instant communication, there's still endless mistakes. This hydrant at Bancroft Castle out in the woods.
Out in the middle of nowhere?
There's a residential house like down this hill over here. But there's a road over there, so I'm sure it's got its own hydrant. So, unless it was for the castle. This is in Bancroft Castle also.
Oh, wait, go back a picture.
Yep.
Okay, because I saw stuff like this sticking out of places before too. I mean, just look at that, guys. Why would they have a cluster of pipes sticking out like that?
Yep. All effed up too.
And this reminds me of the pneumatic system, because when you look at their piping system for the pneumatic mail and stuff, these pipes were together like this.
Yep. Maybe they're pneumatic pipes.
Yeah.
Connected to the bank.
Oh,
I think I have more pictures of this, but yeah,
we
were really
how many cities had pneumatic mail systems and pipes and stuff. It's incredible.
That's the only way to go. Pneumatic piping.
Oh,
yeah, this is the manhole cover. This is right next to that fire hydrant.
Wow.
And we opened it with a pocket knife. It wasn't a very heavy manhole cover. But yeah, to nobody's surprise, all brick. And this is right next to those 4 pieces we just saw sticking out of the wall. This is in the ground right near it.
Wow. I see something like this sticking out of the ground at Mount Sheha.
Yep. And again, not rusted. It's like patinaed. It's really not rusted.
It looks all bumpy, like it's been like melted a little to me.
Yep, sticking out of the ground.
Wow.
That's inside the castle too. It's sticking out of whatever ground was there. Yeah, right here. Actually, those pipes are they're over here somewhere on the ground. But yeah, these are just sticking out. I couldn't believe it the first time I saw these, because we went there a couple times.
That's crazy.
More drains. This is in the middle of someone's yard. This isn't someone's front yard. This is a manhole cover.
Wow.
Oh. I forget where that was.
That one looks muffed up.
Yeah, I had never seen anything like that, like this one, and I still haven't. Right in the middle of someone's yard. Fitchburg, I think. Hey, look.
Wow. That's crazy.
I'll be sure and bring a crowbar for you, Jen, next time we go.
And a flashlight.
And a flashlight? We usually have plenty of flashlights.
All right. Oh, look at that one.
This is just general. I don't know. I took pictures from just general water diversion, either coming or going. But yeah, I think this stuff's all old world. All of it. All of these drain cover. I don't buy any of it that we put really any of it in. I don't know where this is. Yep, this is all water control. Those each could be a hydrant, but they put the stuff in instead. There's only so many hydrants they can put in. I mean, I think it's for water. It is. Hydrants are sketchy, guys. Just saying.
It's really
Like
fascinating.
old world valves. That's all they are. All right. This is that crazy thing in the mills. I hope I have a better picture further away. Yeah, look.
Wow. That almost looks like a fire hydrant on top.
Definitely a valve. So, I mean, this thing obviously closes. And it closes.
You know what I need to do? I need to take a screenshot of this and lens it and figure out what the hell it is.
Oh, it's so crazy. This is one of the craziest things we saw all day there.
I'm going to do it right now. Just leave that there for a second. Okay, you're good.
Yep. Super duper over the top, heavy duty, impressive. All the steel. Very, very, very impressive. All of it. The whole thing. More tunnels. More random water control. This in the weirdest places. Under the bar gulch.
I just found more of these things.
They're everywhere.
These, oh my God, dude, you're not going to believe what I'm looking at right now. I think they got big chunks of these things sticking out. Oh my gosh, you're not even going to believe what I just found. This is going to be in a whole other show. No, I'm like not even kidding. You're not even going to believe what I just found. What?
What's upset, Nick? Yeah, random pipe sticking out. That's that same one that we were at earlier in the video. More random pipes everywhere. Sometimes they're terracotta. This looks metal, I think.
What the heck is that?
Yep. And I think there might have been even more pipes than I think, in my opinion, the melt chewed up.
What the hell is that thing?
Big conglomerate of everything. I mean, you can almost see this is like a stamper almost.
Oh yeah.
More tunnels. There's tunnels everywhere there.
Oh yeah, there's a whole network. If I can find the below ground schematics for these things, it's just so hard to find this information. I mean, it just takes a long time to go through everything to try to find this stuff.
So you want me to bring crowbars and a canoe? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what I can do.
Okay, what is this thing?
That's the one we were at earlier. Like I said, my favorite part about this is see this buttress right here. I think that's what it's called, the buttress. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at.
Yeah,
see,
that
look at
one's
the angle and everything.
on that side.
Yeah, it's granite over here. Same thing.
Wow.
For sure. But I think maybe this giant wall here, like obviously how it transitioned here, I really think it probably might have consumed some of this kind of stuff, metal and all, into the event. Now there it is. Look, here's one buttress right here.
Freya's here. Welcome, Freya.
And here's one right here. What's up, Freya?
Yeah.
Look at it for sure. Because look at this one comes right up to the edge of this pipe.
Yeah.
This buttress. Right up to this.
It's the same.
Right here. See, it comes right up to it. Right here.
Yep.
And then over here, gone. Yeah. Now look at this one. All caving in. When we returned there, we went there with full intentions of like, we were going to go way deep into the tunnel system, but all of them all came to a stop. Some of them had water at the end of them. We brought rope and everything. I mean, I don't know what we were thinking we were going to do, but.
Well, you got to go prepared.
Yeah. We're going to rappel down with some Home Depot rope. But I mean, I don't know. But we've been stuck at a couple spots before. So I think we were just trying to be prepared with the rope.
Man, I don't know what the hell this thing is. Flywheel from Old Factory. That's great. Can I get a date maybe?
And the tunnels, some of them are janky blocks. Some of them are all brick like this one. I mean, they're all originally all brick, but. Oh, there's your wooden pipe. There's a wooden pipe.
Oh, yeah, the wooden pipes. Oh, my goodness. I was looking into those, too. They're crazy.
Yep. I think they're repairs. I don't know if they're old world. I think they might be repairing what was there. Or random pipes going. I'm pretty sure the tree is kind of in the way, but I'm pretty sure this pipe just kind of just jets right into the building in that same direction.
Right. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Crazy transition right here. Yeah, more of it over here. It's everywhere now that I think about it. Yeah, the wooden pipe. And it connects to the metal right over here. And I seen one up in New Hampshire too. And it was functioning. And there's like water spraying out of it in all these little spots.
Yeah, I saw that video. I couldn't believe it.
A lot of pressure in it, but definitely moving water.
I'd never heard of these wooden pipes until I saw your video. I was like, what? Are you kidding me right now?
This is another area where now that we're going down this road, now it's starting to make sense. This is used to be a pipe here. They obviously, because in the next couple of pictures you'll see it was there and all the supports to hold the pipe were there. Oh, he's got a SHEPU shirt on.
Nice. Oh, look at that manhole cover. That's cool.
Yeah. I always take pictures of manhole covers. Oh, there's the other one.
What is this? Is this like a plug for something? Is this?
I don't know. I showed one earlier that kind of looks similar to this. And if they were side by side, you'd kind of see it, but
is this
I don't know what they are.
Is it near water?
I don't know what they are. Yeah, this is right on the this is right on the Merrimack River. Yep, right here. This is at the Nashville Public Library when I was with Patty G.
Wow, because this looks like those things that you see at Star Forts that are round. It could have something to do with the water for sure.
Yep, weird.
Very interesting. I'd love to see what's down in that.
Oh yeah, and then so this is in my town. I found this on Google Map. This is one of my older videos. And at the time, I was like really, really obsessed with Google Map.
Mm-hmm.
I still am, but
I can see how that could happen.
yeah, right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. Wow.
And I found this anomaly, and I just didn't like it. The more I looked at it, I decided to go out there, which was not easy to do because it's all residential homes, like residential, all the way around. So I don't remember how I snuck in there. I don't even remember how I got in there, but I walked through these woods somehow. And this is supposedly the water supply.
A watershed?
They say it's the water supply. And I've been recently talking with the water department because of where I work. They sometimes come and turn the water on and off. And I asked this one guy specifically about this building, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "That's the water supply." I go, "Where are they pulling it from?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "I don't really know, but it's just the water supply." And I went out here, and there's no doors or entrances anywhere on it.
Wow.
Anywhere, all the way around it. This thing's just up on top of a big hill, and they claim it's the water supply.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yep, no openings anywhere around it, but and really no signs of any plumbing around. There was a lot of electrical around, but I didn't see any plumbing. Nope, that's it. That's the pipe folder, Jen.
Okay.
I kind of just threw it together.
That's okay. That was really good. I'm going to show you what I just found. Let me get into a screen share here. Let me take you out. Man. Let's see here. All right. So I was just looking at that mechanism that you showed out front of that place there, that valve or whatever it is.
Yeah, that thing was like 15 feet tall too, higher. I forget.
All right, this is Piermont Paper Mill. Look at this contraption that they have outside.
Yep, very similar.
Began operation in 1902 when workers attempted to unionize and went on strike in the early years of the plant. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. A large portion of the workers are African. Blah, blah, blah. A new article written in 1916. Okay, so it has something about the black people and the conditions. But look at this thing here. All right, so let's just look at it here. Look at this thing. 1902, this place was in operation. So it was probably had to have been built and going through the buildings phase and stuff in the late 1800s. This thing's massive.
Yep, very similar. Just leftover massive components. They left them there. They don't want to deal with it.
How did they get this thing here? It's huge.
Yep.
There's another side of it.
Where is that one?
This one is Piermont Paper Mill. That's all I know right now. The International Brotherhood of Paper Makers. Are you kidding me? International Brotherhood of Paper Makers reported that agents in the North grossly condition of the wages just doesn't tell you a whole lot. It's telling you about the workers, but they're showing you this. I don't know. So I lensed that valve thing out front of that building. And I started getting up stuff like this. There's other paper, other mills with huge pieces, chunks of equipment just sitting outside. Wow.
Yep, I bet there's quite a bit of them.
All right, so let me see if I can go back to where I was and get my phone to cooperate with me here.
The question is the one that we saw, we were talking about it, had it been moved? I mean, it was my opinion that it had not been moved. But who knows? I don't think they moved it. I don't even think they could move it.
Okay, here's the lens for it. So let me go back a page, one more page back. There's that. And there's a lot of articles on it. That means I would have to read every one of these damn articles to find all the information I'm looking for instead of all the information being in one article. No, they can't do that. I got to read through 10 articles to find out everything there is to know about this one piece of equipment.
You got to earn it.
I'm telling you. There's all kinds of stuff, gears and things and stuff. It's just roll coating wheel historical maker. What the heck is this? They were building colossal stuff in the 1800s.
They sure were.
What is this thing?
Fabricating it, transporting it, putting it together, making it work, all of it. While they were building the city and the buildings and the canals and the tunnels, all of it.
I mean, who's making structural diagrams for these things and stuff? And it's just, I mean, you got to go to years and years and years of school and design and all this stuff just to make something like this. And these people just didn't even have any of that stuff. And they're just like, oh, yeah, well, you know, came to me in a dream. Who knows? I don't know what they're
Yeah, they were all struggling too. There was no.
Yeah, mucking around in the mud. Can't figure out bathrooms, but they can put together something like this and make paper.
Yeah, they're trying to survive. They're not doing this.
Fucking paper mills. Tractor abandoned. Some kind of abandoned thing here. All this stuff's laying around. Anyway, yeah, that's just going to be a whole nother thing of research. I'm just not even going to delve into it right now. I can't. I just can't. Yeah, you got to earn it. I know, Freya. Yes, he just said. Yeah, it can't be simple. Even if you look it up on Wikipedia, you wouldn't get all the information that you would, you know, you'd still glean some more information from somewhere else if you just kept digging, you know. And then once I start digging, sometimes I can't, I have to force myself to stop. And it goes on and on.
The more research it takes to find something, the more rewarding it is.
It is. It's very rewarding. Even those movies that I watched, I mean, I didn't realize, you know, that I was going to get what I got out of them. I knew I was going to get something, but I mean,
I just watched The Adjustment Bureau. I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't look at it as a love story. Just pay attention to what they're saying and what they're doing, how they're moving around and stuff, what it all means. I think there's a lot of truth in that movie, more than I'm even getting from it. But yeah, that's what you're talking about. The substrates and the keys and the doors. The keys are the hats. And if you don't have the right hat on, you're not getting through that door.
Yeah.
Or at least not to where you want to go. So yeah. Well, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad Johnny got to pop on for at least a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, briefly.
I'm going to probably get ready to wrap this up. We're at 3 hours and 11 minutes. And we're 35 people. So Freya, I know you're a little late, girl. You're going to have to rewind. We showed some cool stuff in the beginning and all the stuff about the movies and everything and what all that is and how I broke it down. There is one video I think that I want to play again for you guys before I get out of here, just to reiterate on the backside what we're talking about here. So let me get back into a screen share. And we'll leave with this on a final thought because it's very telling that this person says this in this video. Of all things to say.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Here we go.
Cards are assembled with a printed circuit board can be compared to a building composed of fiberglass floors, copper passageways, and stairs that link the floors between them.
When he said that, I almost fell out of my chair. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, did he just really say that? Like, this is perfect. But yeah, when you look at the circuit boards and how they're made and the layers of the circuit board within the circuit board stuff, this is probably, I don't know, maybe like 4-layer circuit board right here, maybe. The more layers, the better processing and quicker speed.
Right.
Everything. So you want to have a lot of layers and it'd be more complex thing that you're building with more layers, obviously.
Correct.
But the thing will work like a motherboard for an alarm clock. It's going to be like a 1 or 2 layer motherboard. It's not going to, it'll be thin. Yeah. So there's that. Printed circuit board 1969. Oh, let's look at this.
Let Kroger help check grocery shopping off.
All right, let's not. Let's say we did. So sick of these commercials. You can see this, right?
I can see it. Yep.
You guys, man, these fucking ads, just ridiculous. Another one. Do you see this? Another one. But it's a printed circuit board from 1969, so I got to see it. Oh my God, look at this thing. Wow. I wish hopefully it clears up this picture. Design and manufacturing. Why is it so dark?
I can't believe Johnny has a background in this and is just telling us now.
Yeah, right?
I want to hear more about that.
A space probe sends close-up pictures of the surface of the moon or the planets. A walk in space. A rendezvous high above the Earth at 18,000 miles per hour. Automated control equipment. Extremely complex, but dependable. And in a small space. Communications and broadcast equipment is becoming much more compact. The consumer market has felt this trend, and so has electronic instrumentation. Complicated, high-performance instruments, such as these, have been made possible through the use of solid-state devices constructed on etched circuit boards. The circuit board enables an engineer to design equipment that is more reliable, more complex, in much less space. And for these reasons, Tektronix Incorporated, the world's largest manufacturer of laboratory cathode ray oscilloscopes, is relying heavily on the use of circuit boards in the design of new equipment. Because of the high component density offered by the use of these boards, it is possible to build more sophisticated instruments with greater versatility and reliability. Let's follow.
Wow, I want one of those old ones.
Design and manufacture of high-quality circuit boards at Tektronix.
I want one of those old circuit boards for sure.
This is where it begins.
Bigger parts on them.
With the engineer's schematic diagram of the circuit to be built. A transparent ruled grid is placed on a light table. A piece of frosted drafting film is placed over the grid. Paper templates representing the components are aligned over this grid. Paths are determined for the interconnecting conductors. The templates are 4 times the size of the components they represent. The intersection of any lines indicates a possible hole position on the finished board.
Like a sinkhole?
Yep.
These sinkholes are perfectly round, guys. I'm just saying.
Lines indicate conductor paths on the top side. Dashed lines indicate conductors on the bottom of the board.
See, this is nice and old and much more simple. I like it. More simple to understand what's going on. Need to look into more older videos of circuit building.
Yeah, I never even thought of looking at the old videos.
But older ones where it's more simplistic. It's not as complicated.
Right. Gay ass fucking Disney music they got in the background here.
Arrange and rearrange until you find the shortest path. Sometimes Where component placement is critical, it is not practical to make the layout directly from a schematic diagram. In such cases, the actual layout will be made and tried breadboard fashion. After this is working in a satisfactory manner, the component templates will be positioned and conduction paths laid out to duplicate those of the breadboard.
Just want to tell you something. I forgot to mention this earlier when we talked about the Merrimack River. But I looked up the name Merrimack and what it means. And you're not going to believe what it means. It means place of strong current. Merrimack. Place of strong current. Are you with me? Can I bounce out?
Oh, whoops, I had it on mute. My bad. Yeah, no surprise. Place of strong current. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what made me look up the name of the Merrimack River, but something told me to look it up. This is the
Fair
thing
enough.
pop in my head like this. What's the Merrimack mean? What does it mean? Place of strong current.
Interesting. Yep.
Yeah. So there's that. I'm just saying, guys, it's crazy, right? All right, so let's get back over here.
When the layout is complete and all work has been checked against the schematic, the mock-up is made. Another grid is placed over the penciled layout. A frosted sheet of drafting film is placed over this grid. A black circle or pad is placed at each point where a hole is to be drilled in the board. Conductor paths are laid down with black opaque tape. And the top side of the board is done first. The black tape will duplicate each of the solid pencil lines. A separate 4x mock-up will be made for each side of the board.
See, this is not so intimidating. It's much more basic.
Yeah.
On the second side,
Performing simpler functions.
duplicate the dotted pencil lines.
I want to see one from the 50s.
This larger size makes layout easier.
This layout here looks just like, I mean, it's just kind of got off a little bit there. If you look at the layout, it looks like lawns and gardens to like a palatial estate and stuff. Like even if you look at like, say, the way the White House is set up and then the causeway that leads away from that. And then you have, you know, the obelisk and then that reflection pool for the obelisk in Washington, D.C. is a cooling pond. It's not a reflection pool, in my opinion. But if you look at, like, say, how different palatial estates like Hampton Court and all this stuff are laid out, it this is reminding me of that.
Makes layout easier and assures greater accuracy. Slight errors in component placement will be reduced by 4 on the finished board. A final check is made between the mock-up and the original schematic.
Wow, all done by hand.
Yeah.
On paper. Crazy.
The mock-ups are placed on a copy camera to be photographically reduced. Now we have a photographic negative the actual size of the finished board. Prototype boards may be handmade at this point to verify the design. And if everything checks okay, steps will be taken to make the circuit boards in production quantities. Film positives are made from the negative. They are carefully inspected. From these, silk screens will be made to be used in later operations. A silk screen actually contains no silk. It is a fine woven stainless steel or nylon mesh. All openings in the mesh are closed except where the conduction paths will be on the finished boards. Ink or chemical resistant material can be forced through the openings in the mesh. This is the electrochemical building. It was especially built to house all the electrochemical processes used to manufacture components for oscilloscopes and tektronix. Manufacturing circuit boards is one of the major processes handled here. The fabrication of circuit boards begins. The raw material is a 13 by 20 inch sheet of glass epoxy, 1/16 inch thick,
Here we go.
with a thin sheet of copper laminated on each side. We call this a flat. The material has been manufactured to very rigid specifications and was carefully inspected on arrival to assure that it is of the highest quality. Notches and registration holes required in the manufacturing process are punched into the flat. The first step is to drill all the holes. Now, this may be done in two different ways depending on the size of the production run.
All by hand. Now it's probably done in some kind of microchip
Drilling
CNC.
machine called a pantograph drill. The drilling template was prepared from the original mock-up. It is 2 times the size of the finished board. The pantograph drill has a reduction ratio of 2:1. At each point indicated on the template, a hole is drilled through 6 flats at a time. The high-speed drill is solid tungsten carbide. Each color of the template indicates a different drill size.
I don't know if you guys think this is boring, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah, I find it totally fat. I'm like dumbfounded.
Almost.
Oh, what is this crap?
Completely automated. 4 heads, 16 drill spindles, are controlled by numerical information on a punched tape. 10 flats, that's 2 stacks of 5 flats each, are drilled at one time. Several boards are produced on each flat. The number per flat depended on the size of the finished board. The tape not only programs the exact position of each hole, but it also determines which spindle or drill size will be used. The holes will be accurately positioned within plus or minus 0.02 of an inch. Although the drilling machine operates almost entirely without attention, the making of the programming tapes requires a great deal of operator skill. A microscope pinpoints the exact position of each hole on a photographic negative. This position is represented by a numerical code punched into the tape. Now, this tape will be used to control the exact position of each hole drilled, as well as which drill spindle is used. All the component holes are drilled.
Wow.
Now we will deposit a metallic conductive path through the holes. The drilled flats are racked up. Cleaned. And into an electroless copper bath. Here, a catalytic deposition of copper takes place. Now this is not an electrolytic plating solution. However, a thin film, approximately 10 millionths of an inch, will be deposited out of solution to all surfaces, including the inside of the holes.
Mm-hmm.
There's your cutaway of New York City right there.
An initial deposit of copper in the holes to provide a conductive path for subsequent electroplating. The next step is to put a resistive material in the areas which are not to receive additional plating. Now this is done by image screening. The screen, which in this case is stainless steel, was made photographically from film positives of the original circuit board mock-up. The resist now covers the entire surface of the flat except for the circuit paths. The flats will be dried and the opposite sides screened. It is necessary to know the number of square inches of surface to be plated in order that the proper plating current may be chosen. Light transmitted by the photographic positive and picked up by a photoelectric scanner gives an accurate indication of the area of the resist. A calculation will determine the current required. We can now plate additional copper on all surfaces not covered with the resist. Now, this operation is known as pattern plating. The back and forth motion forces the plating solution through the holes. Copper is plated on all the exposed conductor areas and through the drilled holes. Each hole becomes essentially a built-in eyelet. The flats are now ready to receive the final plating. In this case, gold, though other metals might be used. They are cleaned.
Yeah, it's not crazy, guys. When I was looking at the layers of the motherboard, and they were, diagram and say what each layer is. One of them was the AU layer, which is gold. Anyway.
Placed in an acid solution of gold salts. A few millionths of an inch of metal is deposited directly from the solution. This provides an initial non-porous deposit. The flats are rinsed and moved to the final plating tanks. Here, an electric current will deposit an additional thicker layer of gold. Only the circuit areas are plated. The rest of the flat is covered with the resist. The final plate will protect the copper from oxidation and will also protect it from the etching solutions used later. resist has served its purpose, so it can be removed now. We have the copper-covered glass epoxy base with additional copper and gold in the areas which will serve as conductors. This includes copper and gold through the holes. Now, we want to remove all the copper.
Every time you find gold, it looks melted. And it's usually in the ground somewhere. There's alluvial gold and stuff, but it's always melted. It's because it's a piece of the motherboard.
Or except that which is to serve as conductors. The etchant containing ferric chloride will dissolve copper, but it has no effect on gold. So the gold protects the underlayer of copper from the etching solutions. Metals other than gold might be used if they would resist the etch, protect the copper, and be readily soldered. We now have a flat of several circuit boards with gold-plated copper conductors. This plating extending through the holes, which will receive component leads. A scrubbing completely cleans the flats of any chemicals or residue left from the plating process. The metallurgical and process control laboratories are constantly checking the process. Before a new board goes into production, many tests are conducted. Each process must be kept completely in control at all times. Tests must be made on the thickness of the metal deposited, on the structure of the metal, to assure that the plating is of uniform thickness, that it is bonded properly to the layer below. Chemical tests, physical tests, electrical tests. A board is cut in sections. Here is the cross-section.
There you go, Curtis. It's components under a microscope. The layers.
I love it. I think that's where it's at right here.
Plated through a hole. This shows that there is an unbroken electrical path from one side to the other. The thickness of the final layer is measured on this machine. Beta particles are directed at the point to be checked. By measuring the reflections, or backscattered radiation, it is possible to accurately determine the thickness of the plate. From these measurements, the plating time and currents are verified and adjusted if necessary to assure the proper thickness and crystalline structure. Nomenclature is screened to the component side of the boards.
I like the soundtrack. It reminds me of like a Tom and Jerry episode.
Is screened to the bottom of the board. This solder mask will prevent solder from adhering to any portion of the board except where it is desired. This makes it possible to solder the boards by the flow solder method. We will see this later in the assembly operation. The flats are sheared into individual boards. The boards are blanked out in a die. This punches out large holes, notches, or corners.
These boards are flat, just like our motherboard Earth is flat. Just saying.
Yep. Yep.
They are routed to exact size. inserted in many boards. These will be used for solderless interconnections in the final assembly. Test terminals and eyelets are added where required. Some of the plug-in boards require that special connectors be attached.
Oh, they're like giant circuit boards. It's so cool.
Yeah. How did they figure out how to do this?
This completes the manufacturing of the boards.
Oh, look how crude
Look
it
at
is.
everything
Simple.
that just went into making this. Who thought of this? It's not an idea you come up with overnight, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Does it say when this? Oh, 1969. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's see where we're going here. Start putting the components on here. Here we go.
Different carriers are used for each type of board. Nylon pins have been inserted in any holes which are not to receive solder. First, they pass over a foam flux unit. Then, over a hot plate to preheat them. Next, over 2 waves of molten solder. A pump keeps the hot solder flowing in this manner. The solder mask prevents solder from adhering to any points other than those that should be soldered.
Let's just take a second and think about all the equipment that we just saw in this video that has to be produced to produce this. It's mind-boggling. It really is. It's crazy.
Capillary attraction in the force of the solder wave pulls the solder up through the holes. Here, we have an excellent electrical connection as well as a solid mechanical support for the component lead. Note the solder actually rising up through the holes, completely wetting the leads and bonding them to the plated copper conductors. Flux residue is removed by an ultrasonic cleaning process. The solder mask is not removed. It has no effect on the operation of the circuit, and it offers some protection to the surface of the boards. Here is a perfect board. Every connection properly soldered, and solder only on those places desired. Delicate components, which should not be subjected to the flow soldering or to ultrasonic vibrations in cleaning solvents, or parts that must be placed on the underside of the board, are now added and hand soldered. The boards receive a 100% visual inspection. Each board is tested under actual operating conditions. It is installed in a special test jig, which is actually part of an operating instrument. It is checked to see that it is operating properly and that all controls can be adjusted within proper range. The board is assembled into an instrument. The solderless connectors are attached to the square pins on the board. The oscilloscope is complete. It is adjusted and calibrated. These are precision electronic measuring instruments, cathode ray oscilloscopes. Instruments that are rugged and dependable. Complicated instruments, but easily serviced if necessary. Compact instruments with thousands of parts and connections. Instruments of higher performance, greater reliability, and smaller size. Instruments made possible through the use of modern etched circuit boards.
Wow.
Oh,
My circuit boards don't look like that one. I want one of those. I'm gonna look into finding one of those now.
Yeah, you can probably look them up online or something. Old circuit boards and stuff.
I want one. I want one.
Yeah, I'd like to see one. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. We're almost at 4 hours, and I think everything went really well tonight. Hopefully, I conveyed to you guys what I was trying to convey here.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Next level stuff, Jen.
That's where we're going. We're going to the next level, into the motherboard. And I think we're going to go out with a song tonight. Curtis, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And
yeah, thanks for putting the link up. Yeah, good seeing you. Zap the like button.
Yeah, right. Like I always say, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. I love you guys, and thank you so much for hanging out and going through this whole motherboard process with me. It's just more compelling evidence that we're on the right track, I say. And let me find a song to go out with here. Let's see here. I guess we're just going to go with Class Dismissed. Wait, I didn't even hit this button.
Can you guys hear me?
And this is Curtis.
Definitely muffed up.
I didn't get to use that one at all today because it's not on the drops. But it's hard to be on the drops and screen sharing at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Curtis, again. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Jen. Bye.